Fantavision 22X. Man, this brings back memories. Memories back. It brings back the memories back in 2000. I remember it. September, it was October 2000. I used to work in the Blockbuster video store, and we had PlayStation 2, I'm sorry. We had PlayStation 2 for rental. You can rent the unit because PlayStation 2 was on a high demand. A lot of people were buying it. It was the highest selling console of all time. In console history, PlayStation 2 was the highest selling console of all time. So one of the first games that I tried was Fantavision. So my very first memories of PlayStation 2 was Fantavision. And here we go. 23 years later, we got a Fantavision on the PlayStation VR 2. The only difference is now technology has advanced so much better that we can see it in the VR. All right, so I'm going to open up a party chat. You guys can join in. Let me just make sure. That it's open. There we go. The party, it's open. By the way, you don't have to use sense controllers. You can use dual sense controller if you want. So they give you that option, which is cool. So they're not forcing you to use sense controllers. You can use dual sense PlayStation controller. Man, this whole sense, that, it's such a mouthful. You know, it's so confusing sometimes to some people. What do you mean, dual sense? You mean the Sense VR 2 or Sense? I wish that they would just call it Higgy and then Jiggy. Like Higgy and Jiggy. Or something like that. You know, like, just make it easier. All these names are sophisticated names, you know. It gets confusing after a while. So these are the Sense VR 2, PSVR 2 Sense controllers, which is a mouthful that you even have to say it. So these are the PlayStation VR 2 Sense controllers. And the Dual Sense controller is a controller. But you're not forced to use a Dual Sense controller here. It's optional. You can use it if you want to. Okay, let's learn how to play. I want to learn how to play. Basic rules. What are the basic rules?
Welcome one and all to the fantastical world of Fantavision. To help you enjoy yourself to the fullest, we've prepared a 4-part tutorial, basic rules, and advanced rules 1, 2, and 3. First off, let's get you familiar with the basic rules so you can start your own cracking Fantavision fireworks fiestas. Okay, so here are the basic rules. In Fantavision, you detonate firework flares as they appear in the sky. The red circle in the middle of the screen is your cursor.
Okay.
You'll be using this cursor to detonate flares. Let's give it a try.
Alright.
Move the left stick to control the guideline that extends from your cursor. Line up the guideline with the flare and press the catch button to move the cursor to the flare. You've now captured the flare. Catch 3 or more flares of the same color, and the catch display at the top of the screen will flash. It means you can now press the flash button to make all of your captured flares explode. Congratulations, you've detonated your first flares. Keep detonating flares that appear in the sky. Be careful. After a set period of time, the flares will disappear, and the light gauge at the bottom of the screen will decrease. Captured flares will also disappear if you do not detonate them after a period of time. Detonating flares can restore a small portion of the life gauge. However, if you miss a lot of flares in a row and the life gauge reaches 0, that's game over.
Okay.
You're all set for your first Fantavision fireworks show.
Let's do it.
For more details on how to play, be sure to check out the advanced rules.
Oh, I'm ready, baby. I'm ready. I think I know pretty much how to play this. Hold on. Let's play. Well, let's do an easy game first. Let's do it. Dynamic mode, stage 1. Let's go.
Welcome to Fantavision. Please enjoy this fantastic journey. Game over.
Oh, wait a minute.
See you again.
I need some more training. I need some more training. I need some more training.
Advanced Rules 1 covers chain reactions and firework types. Flares will explode after you detonate them. Explosions that touch other flares of the same color will cause them to detonate too. This is called a chain reaction. Detonate flares strategically to activate chain reactions, so you won't have to capture every single flare individually.
Yeah, but how do you detonate them?
Flares will explode in different patterns when detonated. Let's go over the differences. These are daisy peony flares. They explode in a circular pattern when detonated. Next are the willow and splash.
Alright, let's try it again. I haven't played this in a while, man. Long time.
Please enjoy this fantastic journey.
I got it.
3 chains. Energy up. 4 chains.
Woo!
Star. 7 chains. 3 daisy. 10 chains. Good. Energy up.
I don't think you really need these. Let me tell you something, guys. For a game like this and the Tetris, you don't need to waste your batteries with a sense controller. Save the sense controller for pistol whip, those types of games, you know. You don't need to waste your batteries for a game like this. For a game like this, you can use a dual sense PlayStation 5 controller. Just saying, for the record. For the record, you don't need to waste your time, you know, using these. All right. So put these to charge. Okay. Save your batteries. Okay. Save them for the pistol whip. Highly recommend the pistol whip, which I will showcase probably on Sunday or this Saturday maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Let me put this over here to charge. There we go. That's it. So yeah, use the controller for this, okay? For games like this, Fantavision, Tetris, you really don't need to use a sense controller.
Star, 10 chains. Good.
Woo! I like how your headset vibrates when you blow up these fireworks. Oh, this is so addictive, dude. Wow. Wow, guys, this looks amazing. I wish you guys could see what I'm seeing. Think of it like a drone. You're like a drone flying over the city, and you're seeing fireworks. Like, and it's amazing, dude. And then you feel the detonation of the fireworks, like on your forehead. On your forehead, and when it gets closer, when it blows up, you feel it. And the HDR 4K, you know, brings this even more colorful, you know. I'm really trying to do my best, like, to explain to you guys what I'm seeing. And I know the television and what you're seeing it on cell phone or a tablet or a laptop, it really doesn't do it justice until you actually get to see it in person. You put the headset on. Okay, let's try this again. Let's replay. Let's do it. Let's do it again. Come on.
Welcome to Fantavision. Please enjoy this fantastic journey. Six chains. Energy up. 5 chains. Nine chains.
Let's go.
9 chains.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Energy up. 26 chains. Great.
That's what I'm talking about.
4 chains. 13 chains. Very good. Energy up. 3 chains.
Come on, come on.
Stars. 12 chains.
Very good, yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. We got this, fellas. Woo! Celebration. Oh, wow. Come on, come on, come on. Nicely done, nicely done. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Woo! Now we're talking. Now we're talking. That's it. Let it rip. Let it rip. Come on, come on. There you go. Woo! Oh, that was a close one. Star mine. The way she says star mine, almost like she had a climax. Don't squirt on me now. Nice! Great! Woo! Let's see. Stage 1 clear. Yes, sir. This is awesome, man. It's like almost like you got what you call a drone. You're like a drone flying over the city and you're detonating these fireworks. Yes, I want to save the data. The name. Yes. Good. Stage 2. And you're moving through different stages in the city. That's cool. Look at the reflection, dude. The reflection on the ocean when these fireworks is when they blew up. Nice.
chains. 1 bonus points. 2 daisy. 7 chains. Energy up. 10 chains. Good. 16 chains. Wonderful. 2 daisy. Star. Energy up. 19 chains.
Dude, this is so addictive. Oh my god, look at that. Woo!
2 daisy. Star.
This is awesome, dude.
Wonderful.
I wish that I could read your chat, but I can't. If you guys want to write something in the chat, I'll read it later. What was your first... Did you guys play the first Fantavision on the PlayStation 2? And what did you think? Because that was the very first game I played on the PlayStation 2, was a Fantavision.
18 chains. Wonderful.
Woo!
2 daisy. 9 chains. 3 chains. 2 daisy. Bonus points. 15 chains. Wonderful. 2 daisy. Star. 17 chains.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Energy.
Wow.
Energy up. 2 daisy. 11 chains. Good. Star. 9 chains.
Oh my lord. Come on. Whoa! Woo!
Starmine.
There, she came again.
Master Game. Fantastic. 9 games.
Oh man.
20 games. Great. 9 games.
Stage 2 cleared. Not quite yet. Hold on.
2 daisies. 16 games. Wonderful. Star. 19 games. Wonderful. 2 daisies. Energy up.
Wow.
Star. 21 chains. Great. Energy up. Energy up. Star. 2 daisies. 18 chains. Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Star.
Look at this.
7 chains.
Wow. I'm pretty good at this game though. Save the replay data. Of course, let me grab some coffee really quick. Dude, I'm pretty good at this. I'm starting with easy, of course, and then as I finish easy, I'm gonna move to moderate, and then from moderate to hard. Oh, are we going to a next stage? Oh, we're in space. Ooh. Star mine.
Star mine.
Oh, wow. Look at this. I gotta say, I'm feeling a little bit motion sick right now. Because I'm up in space. Dude, this is amazing. Wow. They did a pretty good job, man. Now, this is a Japanese game, so... You know, I always expect great quality. Dude, I'm feeling weightless. I'm feeling motion sick right now. Oh my god. Whoa, whoa! But it's gonna be good. Wow, look at this. Oh, wow. Whoa! I felt that one. You feel the vibration when it's so close. Woo! Whoa! Holy crap. Wow. Oh, here we go. We're not done yet. It ain't over yet till the fat lady sings. Wow. Wow, dude, this is cool. It's hard to explain how cool this is until you actually you put a headset on. Yeah, I'm gonna save my replay data. Okay, let's move to the next stage. Ooh, now we're next to the spaceship. Alright, I'm ready. Star! Her voice is so cool though. No, her voice is so sexy. Oh! Whoa! I felt that. That spaceship passing through. Woo! Oh! Oh! Damn. Come on, come on. There you go, there you go, there you go. Holy shit, where did that guy came from? Oh man, this is too cool. Oh, let's move on to the next one. Some kind of a big giant space station over here. The HDR and 4K on this one, guys, it is just mind-blowing. Wow. 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 Woo! Star mine. That means she's about to come. Here we go. The android robot. Yes. Wow. This is amazing, dude.
Energy up. 16.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wow.
21. Great. Energy up. 2 easy. Energy up. Energy up. Star.
I think you can view your replay in VR. You can watch it, like all the best fireworks shows that you've done. You can actually go to your saved replay and you can enjoy it and watch it. Just kick back, relax, and watch it. That's why I'm saving every single one of these. Now we move into a next stage. Next stage is some kind of a city. Ooh, looks like some kind of cyberpunk city. Dude, I'm kicking butt. I'm kicking butt in this one. This is amazing, dude. Finally, I found the game I'm really good at. Fantavision. This is so cool, man. Woo! Woo! Thank you. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go, let's go. Let's go. Let's get him, get him. There you go. That's the spirit. Woo! You got this. Come on, come on. Come on, come on. I missed one. I got, hold on. Here we go. Got him, got him, got him. How many? Here we go. That's it. That's the spirit. There we go. Star mine. She came again. Star mine. Fantastic.
Master Game. Very good. Star. Too easy. 16 chains. 100. Energy up. Energy up. Too easy. 14 chains. 100. Star.
Come on, come on.
Energy up. Too easy.
Got it, got it.
Energy up. 23 chains. Great.
I did it! Man, this looks amazing, dude. Woo! Save my replay. Stage 5, yes, I want to save it. Alright, let me just see what you guys are saying on my cell phone, because it's the only way I can see the chat. You know, from time to time, periodically, I have to look at it like this. Let me see.
New Mexico.
Hold on. Oh, nobody's typing anything. Alright, so there's nothing for me to read. Good. Let me go ahead and continue. Here we go. Stage 2.
Energy up.
3 stars. Let's go, let's go. Oh, I felt that one. Holy shit, I felt that. I felt the blast. Like you feel the blast, you know. It's so cool, man. It is not painful like a Gran Turismo. When you hit in the wall, you feel it really hard. But this, you feel the detonation, the blast. In a nice, subtle way. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Whoa! Is that a snow? Wow. Nice. We got this, come on. Let's go, let's go, let's make it go big time.
18 pins. Wonderful. Energy up. Star. Too easy. 11
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Star.
Woo!
Too easy. 14 pins. Wonderful. Star. Too easy.
Star mine.
Star mine.
She came again. Jesus.
9 pins. 8 pins.
Wow.
12 pins. Very good.
DHDR, man, this gotta be the best high dynamic range 4K game. Woo! Woo! It looks amazing. That's the best way I can explain it. The way the colors pop out of the screen. Oh my god.
Star. Bonus pins. Too easy. 15 pins. Wonderful.
This shit is addictive though. I'm not kidding, guys.
Energy up. Star. Energy up. 12 pins. Very good. 6 pins. 10 pins.
Hey, look at the reflection, dude. The reflection, the ray tracing. Wow.
7 pins.
Wow.
Star. Star. 5 pins. Energy up. Star.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play my own music when I'm not streaming. I'm gonna play my own music while I'm rocking this. I swear to God, I'm gonna get my Spotify, download Spotify, and play my own music. Imagine listening to Metallica and Megadeth while you're doing this. Or a Final Countdown from Europe, right? Holy shit. Or some Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But I can't do it here because, as you all know, copyright. Alright, so now we move on to a next stage. Let's see where we're going next. Some kind of scientists in some kind of a lab. Hmm.
Energy up. 17 pins. Wonderful.
What is this? I'm inside a coronavirus. Oh,
12 pins. Very good. Game
oh,
over.
what happened? Oh, the virus got me. Oh shit. Okay, let's replay. Let's replay. Let's replay. Let's do it now. Let's do stage 7. Let's do it again.
easy. Energy up. Star. 12 pins. 14 pins. 13 pins. 14 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 pins.
Whoa.
14 chains. Wonderful.
This kind of cool though.
5 chains.
I'm inside this lab.
11 chains. Good.
I hope it's not a Wuhan lab. Jesus. We're gonna demonetize you, Mr. 4K. How dare you say Wuhan? How dare you?
5 chains. Star. 4 chains.
I think it's pretty pathetic that you can't even mention the lab without getting demonetized. Jesus Christ.
Star. 2 easy. Great. Star. 2 easy. 11 chains. Good.
Oh, I felt that. Star Mine, she came again. She survived COVID. Here we go.
6 chains. Master chain.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This COVID's got nothing on me. That's right, I got it.
23 chains. Great. 11 chains.
What you got to say about that, Mr. Fauci, huh? What you got to say about that, Mr. Fauci? All right, I did it. I passed it. Oh shit, not done yet. Mr. Fauci's coming back, stronger than ever.
16 chains. Wonderful. Energy up. 2 easy. 9 chains. Energy up. Energy up.
I got this. I got this. Don't worry, man.
14 chains. Wonderful.
I'm gonna destroy this COVID-19 once and for all with a Kenneth Copeland's Wind of God. There we go. I blow the wind of God. There we go. We got, of course, too easy. Once I have Kenneth Copeland on my side, that's it. We got this.
17 chains. Wonderful. Star. 11 chains. Good. Star. Bonus chains.
Woo!
Chains. Good. 3 chains. Energy up. 2 easy. Energy up.
Come on, come on.
3 chains. Wonderful. Energy up. 2 easy. 9 chains. Energy up. Star. 9 chains.
Come on, come on.
Energy up. Energy up. 9 chains. 3 chains. 8 chains.
Stage 7 cleared. All right. Okay, we did it. We did it, boy! All right, next stage.
18 games. Wonderful. Energy up. Stars.
Star mine. This is the 7th time she came.
15 games. Wonderful. 19 games. Wonderful.
All right, stage 8. That's it. We defeated a COVID-19 with the wind of God. Oh shit, not yet, not quite yet. Holy fuck. These Wuhan's too fucking strong. Come on. We got it, we got it, we got this. We got this, fellas, ladies, and everybody in between. We got this. Don't worry. Got nothing to worry about. Star. Star. Come on, we got this. We got this. Don't chicken out on me now. We got this, fellas, ladies, and everybody in between. Oh, I felt that explosion. Woo! Woo! Let's go. Dude, I'm like a master of this game, dude. I'm like the Fantavision master. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go! Woo! What do you mean wonderful? It's more than wonderful, it's perfect. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Catch him, catch him, catch him, catch him, catch him, catch him. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Woo! 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 What do you mean very good? This is perfect, woman. Don't give me that wonderful nonsense. This is perfect. This is like godlike perfection. This is the kind of perfection that needs to worship. Of course, it's too easy for me. It's like a walk in the park. This is like a walk in the park. Woo! We did it. I mean, I did it. Let's be honest. I did it. She was just commentating. Woo! All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so we defeated the COVID-19. Fauci has lost. And now we're going to... Where are we going now? Where are we going now? Woo! We did it. We did it, fellas, ladies, and everybody in between. What's up, Cameron? How you doing, man?
Pretty good. How about you?
Oh, man, having some fun with the Fantavision. It's a small, little, cute game, but it's fun, you know. It's nothing extraordinary, but it's fun. There's different difficulties, you know. It's a funny.
Usually these type of games are usually fun, and you can get right into them. You know, you don't have to worry about story and fun.
It's like arcade, like playing the arcade, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And you can change the difficulty. You know, you don't have to look for the quarters. You just let's change the difficulty now. Let's go to the highest difficulty. Let's go to the. So this was easy. So we're gonna go down to intermediate, which is like semi-hard, but not too hard.
How do the colors in this look in the VR?
Oh man, it looks. Let me tell you, the high dynamic range on this thing is just bananas. And I heard the same thing for Tetris. You know that Tetris game?
Yeah. I've seen it. It looks cool.
Yeah, it's but you know it's something like you really gotta put on the headset. Everything feels like it's like a 3D. You know, it comes out. It's like watching Avatar. All of the different colors of the fireworks. Not only do you get to feel them on the forehead due to the detonation, right? If it gets closer, and when you hit the star mine, holy shit! It's like a big wave of detonations. And it like gets you pumped, bro. It's almost you get that pump, you know, like you wanna work out or some shit. It feels so good, man. And
it's like that movie. It's like that movie Contact. Remember Contact with Jodie Foster when she goes into the space and then she goes into the portal, and then she sees all the colors around her. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, it feels so great, man. I think you can look at the replay. This is a cool thing. You can look at the replay data. And you can check and see how you did. Like you can watch your video. So I'm gonna let's do that for a little bit. So I can.
It's like a hockey game. It's like a sports game. You're watching the replay.
Yeah, so I can watch what I did.
Nice.
So I can watch my fireworks. So you can watch all your replays that you've done, and you can watch them and enjoy them, and it's so cool, man. But let me tell you, the HDR of these colors when they pop, dude, it's...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. You got OLED. Oh, look at, like, right here. Like, 3D OLED with 4K resolution and 110 field of view, which makes it even better. And this is like a small game, you know, nothing too fancy, but it's just... It brings so much. It's fun, and it looks so good, man. You know, you truly appreciate. I tell people this game right here, if you want to appreciate the HDR in on this headset, you got to try this. And the HDR is just wow. You know.
Plus the fact that they put like the black background makes the OLED black look even darker, so all the colors are more vibrant.
You know what else I thought about doing? I thought about downloading the Spotify and then listening to my own tracks while I'm doing this. You know, right? Why not? Yeah, you can do that, and it's fun, dude. It's fun.
Well, I have that too when I play games. I have Spotify on my phone, so I just sometimes I turn off the sound of the game and I just listen to my music. It's therapeutic.
Hey, look at this. Like you feel like weightless, dude. I got motion sick on this one because I was like, you know. Because you have the 110 field of view, like you feel like you're really floating in space.
Yeah.
And you know, it just get the butterfly effect on your stomach and on your chest. You know that anonymous feeling. It feels like that, bro, like butterflies. And look, I do want to issue a warning to some people, like, you know, be careful if you have seizures, and I think Sony actually has these warnings. Yeah, you shouldn't be, please don't use this. We don't want anybody getting hurt. We want people to enjoy, but we don't want anybody, God forbid, going to the emergency, right? We don't want that. So, yeah, you should be cautious. VR, let's be honest, Cameron, VR is not for everyone, and I think Sony knows that. It's not going to be for everyone, but if you can handle it, right, if you can stomach this, it's a pretty cool experience, though. I mean, it's like if you can stomach F-18, like to be in the back of the F-18, and if you can do what those guys did in the Top Gun Maverick, you're going to have a fucking, sorry for the language, you're going to have a great time, You could have an amazing time, Hugh Jackman said he went with the Blue Angels, and he said it was great, it was awesome, but a lot of puking. So it was like, I don't know. So would you do it again? I don't know. He felt, Cruise. Yeah. He like, I mean, it was a thrill ride. I mean, he's never forget it, but he was also terrified. Yeah. At the same time, it's great, man. This is awesome. And then the Tetris game, everybody's talking about the Tetris. It's so unique. Like you can, like when you close your eyes and open your eyes, like objects sometimes appear closer than.
Yeah.
What they're doing, even with these small little arcade-ish games, what they're doing with these technologies that's built inside a headset is truly remarkable, man, what they're doing.
Deacon just joined.
Hey, Deacon. How you doing, man? How are you? Thank you for joining that membership. Man, yesterday, that Star Wars, man, I'm hooked on it, man. I've been playing. I was
going to say, it looks cool.
Yeah, I mean, Young Yao was right, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's they did a good job. It feels like a Star Wars, and it's done by ILM X Labs, which is Industrial Light and Magic, from the source. It's not like some other third party you never heard of. Getting a license. No, this is directly from Disney and Industrial Light and Magic. So they have all the resources, right? It's right there from the source. So you're getting the best source material.
Yeah.
And that's good that it's exclusive now for PlayStation VR 2 in terms of stuff that they're putting in. Dude, I'm just playing like the beginning of it, Cameron. I haven't even got to the lights. It's like a story. This is like a.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There's so many stories within this. It's like a TV show.
Yeah.
I'm still on the first chapter story. And then there's different characters. You play as different characters with the lightsabers and Jedi powers. So you are going to experience what it's like to have a lightsaber,
Yeah, exactly. It's like that's good. That's what I was saying in the comment where they have to start making the VR games have like a story and like a regular game. So I imagine now, like I saw, like you're on the spaceship on the Star Wars game. So I imagine eventually as the story progresses, they're probably going to show your character becoming like a Jedi warrior where he gets to learn the lightsaber and you learn how to swing it. On the VR, that'll probably be amazing with the lightsaber.
And not only that, but like there's many other episodes coming as well for you to. That's going to tie in with Mandalorian and all that. So that's cool. And another thing that I really like is it's pretty hefty, man. Yesterday I spent 4 hours and I haven't scratched the surface. I'm still looking for R2-D2. And that's just one story. That's just one story, And the game, it's like 20, 30 gigabytes. It's pretty hefty, though, out of all the VR games. This one's pretty big. Even bigger than the Call of the Mountain, It's pretty out there, man.
Yeah.
So, but Call of the Mountain, I haven't even finished that. I have to finish that. And what's funny? I stopped playing it. Where's the best part, When we get to the nitty and gritty, like the good stuff, the meat potatoes, the real good shit, that was just like a warm up, you climbing and getting, introduced to the story, and then it gets really good. And did you know what they have in terms of replay value on this Call of the Mountain? Every time you finish these levels, you get rewarded with the experience of a ride. You go on this little canoe, and see what's her name? Simi, whatever her name is, Simi. She's actually with you, and it's like a Jurassic Park ride, and you get to see all these different, robotic type of dinosaurs, if you will.
Okay.
And I forgot what they called them. Some of them called they have different nicknames for them, like Jaws, Thunder Jaw, and there's the other one like a crab, and so many of them, different names. It's like a Transformers dinosaurs, if you will. Yeah. And they're all robotic, AI controlled. They were controlled by the AI, artificial intelligence, and it's pretty remarkable. And every time you finish the level, there's a new chapter of this that you can go through and enjoy it. And it's a pretty cool experience. I was going to make a video. I'll probably maybe do it tomorrow. I'll show you this demo, how cool it is. So that's cool. So you have a replay value right there,
That's good.
So that adds to the replay value. And I don't know if IGN has mentioned that. Why probably I think not. Probably not. Like, come on, man. If you're going to, listen, if people are going to do a proper review, then do a proper review. Don't just do like, I have an agenda, I don't like that I have to climb. Well, clearly you have to climb. It's the mountain.
Yeah, even in the regular game, even in the Horizon game, because it's an action-adventure game. That's the whole premise of the game, right?
Yeah, but that's why I don't trust these reviewers. I just I like to try it myself, man. Because
yeah, for sure.
And the reason I'm doing this game, because I was like, hey, no one's doing a Fantavision. I was like, I can't find a Fantavision playthrough of this. No one's doing. I was like, I got to do it. It's perfect. I'll do it. Nobody wants to do it. I'm in.
Yeah.
Why not? Variety. I also want to show you guys the pistol whip, and then Tetris. I'll probably show you Tetris maybe tomorrow, which is pretty cool. But pistol whip, it's like action-packed, like a John Wick style that has this techno music in it. And nice. as you're playing, the techno music keeps changing. Like in that scene in a John Wick when he goes into the club, the red circle.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that. It's like very adrenaline, rushed type of a gameplay, which is gonna be cool. So now we're gonna change it from hard. We're gonna do a hard. Oh my God.
Mr. Mike and Steve just joined the chat. Said they said
welcome. Hi. Oh my God.
I even watched when you played that drum game. That game looks pretty cool too. And I saw like when you were doing like the double hits and it was the Evanescence song, right?
Yeah, it was pretty good. And also, did you see what I did with the Star Wars? I was like creating like Mission Impossible theme, Terminator team, like create. See, that's the thing, dude. You can't do that on just on the television when you're playing a game. Here, you get to kind of write your own script, if you will. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to chill out here and talk to this guy. So you can kind of be almost like a role-playing your own kind of like, you could be your own director, basically. And I think that's the whole idea, is to be inside the game. Yeah. And I know we're not there yet. This is still in development. It's still in, evolving. This is not the final thing. It's going to be, we're going to laugh at this, 10 years from now or whatever, 20 years from now. But this shows you what the future going to be like and where we going, And I think that's the whole point, right? Even, everyone I spoke to who plays video games and who spoke to developers and had an opportunity to speak to a lot of these developers, they said the same thing. They said the final frontier is to be inside the game. Is the Tron. You want to be the Tron? Well, that's it. You want to be inside the video game or inside.
Ready Player One. Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. You want to be inside the game, like Avatar. What do you think Avatar is all about? Jake lost his brother, and he's crippled, paralyzed, cannot walk. He once he experienced this other life, he's like, yeah, man, this is where I want to be. This is my family. Yeah, I don't want to go back to this bullshit, in a wheelchair. Yeah, and listen to some yayo, lieutenant or colonel telling me what to do. Like, fuck that, right? I don't want to do that. I want to be free. I want to belong, and that's the whole point of Avatar. And of course, save the nature and trees and all that. But somehow people miss that out. I don't know why. How they missed that out, because I guess they were too focused on, ooh, wow, ooh, look how beautiful everything is, right? Special effects and all that. they were distracted by special effects, which I understand. It's very overwhelmingly amazing, and you're like, holy shit. And you don't even care about what the dialogue is, right? You're just like, oh, what did she say? I didn't hear it. This is so cool, right?
Yeah.
All right, so this is a hard mode. Yeah, go ahead.
I seen you make the video. I didn't get to watch it yet because I was at Home Depot, but I seen you make the video where you were testing the PS2 VR with 4K Blu-ray movies.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the outcome is because I haven't watched the video, but those are the type of videos that I like. Like, do
you want me to spoil it, or do you want to watch it?
No, you can tell me. It's okay. I'm going to watch it anyways. Yeah. But that's the type of stuff I like, and nobody does that.
Well, what I basically find out, and I even said on description before I even made the video, that I didn't do any research. I'm just testing this. So let's see what works, which format works, and which one it doesn't. So the good news is this. The 4K UHD Blu-ray works, and you can watch your 4K UHD Blu-ray movies. And I tested a Prometheus, and Prometheus looks phenomenal. It's like being in a movie theater with a 4K HDR on a big IMAX screen. Do you know why? Because you got the 110 field of view. So that letterbox, it's not like letterbox. It really fits in now because you got that ratio of field of view. You see, that's the benefit. And it looks, the cinema mode, it looks amazing. And you put on that 3D headsets, these 3D audio headsets. Oh, dude, I'm never going to watch movies on my projector anymore. I'm serious.
So if you have like a small TV, and then you have, and if you put on the PSVR,
and you live in a small apartment, I also mentioned that.
Yeah, it's gonna make it look like you're watching it on a big screen then, right? On the VR too, right?
Yeah.
That's incredible. Yeah. That's what I was wondering in my head. That's a huge plus that nobody talks about.
But I did tell people you have to go to the PlayStation VR 2 settings, and you have to adjust the screen size. Like, where do you want to sit? I usually like to sit in the middle. In the middle gives me that nice, view, left and right.
Yeah.
Even when you go see a movie, you don't want to sit up front too close. You want to sit somewhere in the middle, right, where it's a nice view. Yeah. So I adjusted it, and then you have to make sure that you crank up the brightness. I tell everybody, you need to crank up the brightness to take the advantage of HDR. This is just the way it is, Cameron. You have to crank up that brightness for the movies in HDR to get that full HDR effect. And once you do, oh man, it was great. And you remember
the fact that you could do that and it simulates a big screen TV with the OLED picture. That is something that Sony should have been like marketing too, like when they were showing you the games, but say, hey, if you got your movies, look at what you can do. Like that's a huge for a movie guy too, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's a huge bonus.
So that's the positive. So now here comes the negative. And it's not a big deal. This can be updated with a firmware update just like they did for the PlayStation VR 1. Now, it's not a big deal for me because I already have PlayStation VR 1 and I can watch 3D Blu-ray movies there. Now, right now, they don't have the support for 3D Blu-ray movies, but you can watch your existing Blu-ray movies. They will play. It's just they don't support the 3D Blu-ray format. But if you have saved your PlayStation VR 1, then you're all good. You can watch it on the PlayStation VR 1. With a 4K, with a PlayStation, with PlayStation 5, as long... See, I don't know that. I think it's only on the PlayStation 4 Pro for right now. If you have a PlayStation 4, which I assume people do have, and if they have a PlayStation VR 1, they can watch those 3D Blu-ray movies on PlayStation 4. But that's because they have a firmware update. And this can be fixed with a firmware update. Is it a big deal? No.
For me, no.
Because they will fix it. I'm pretty sure, Cameron, there will be a firmware update. For 3D to utilize the 3D. I'm pretty sure. And it's going to look amazing being upscaled to 4K with that HDR compressed and OLED screen and 110 field of view that the 3D is going to pop, dude, out of the screen. You're going to watch that avatar over and over and over and over again. But for right now, you have to stick with, PlayStation VR 1 1080p with 3D, which looks great. Listen, don't get me wrong. PlayStation VR 1 3D still looks great, But so that's the only negative. But don't worry, I'm pretty sure firmware update will be coming in the future for that. I'm pretty sure it will. But 4K UHD Blu-ray movies. Oh, hell yeah, dude. It looks amazing. Not just 4K UHD Blu-ray movies, not just the disc, Cameron. You can also watch your HBO Max. You can watch Netflix. You can watch Paramount Plus. You can watch Hulu. Yeah.
Which is what I think most people will be doing, because you're gonna be streaming it through your PlayStation 5, like through the Netflix or the HBO app.
Right? One guy said he doesn't even need a TV. He says like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The fact that you have that, because I know a lot of guys who they may live in like a little area and they don't have a big screen TV. This is a great option because now you don't even you need nothing for the space to have a giant screen or simulate a giant screen.
Cameron, all you need is a 511 backpack. You put your PlayStation 5 in there with the PlayStation VR 2, you're good to go. You got yourself, anywhere you go, you got yourself movies to watch on a big screen. Get yourself a nice lazy boy chair, sofa, kick back, relax, get your drinks, and have a good time. Enjoy the movies. You'll never go to movies ever again.
That's to me, that's a big
Why is no one talking about this? Cameron, why is no one talking about this?
I know.
I was like, I even said it, like, why no one's mentioning this? Like, they're all just Gran Turismo. Okay, fine, yes, Gran Turismo's great. Don't get me wrong, nobody likes Gran Turismo more than me, but come on, guys, there's got to be more. They need to show more about the PlayStation VR 2.
Yeah. Even Sony, they should have said, hey, watch your favorite movies in OLED on the VR 2. Like they could have done some marketing thing like that where they promoted that. Dominic just joined.
I will do a review of Way of the Water when it comes. Actually, I will do a review on a Top Gun Maverick, just like that IMAX.
Okay.
Yeah, I will do a review on that. Actually, as a matter of fact, IMAX scenes and how awesome it looks. I will tell you just like what I'm seeing and all that, and woo. But so far, what I have experienced, even with a Prometheus, when the Prometheus lands and all that, oh man, looks amazing. It almost feels like I mean, not almost, but like I'm in a movie theater.
Yeah.
It's like you can't help yourself. Like I really thought I was in a movie theater. I almost knocked out. I mean, I almost destroyed my PlayStation 5. I thought I was like I felt like I was in a movie theater sitting in a chair, one of those seats, and I was trying to reach for something, and then I almost knocked my PlayStation 5. Thank God that I had that, that fan that keeps it steady, so it didn't. But I almost broke my PlayStation 5 today. Because you lose yourself, man. Your brain, it's tricking you. Like you start to think, dude.
Especially the more you get used to the VR too, and you become encompassed into the world of the VR.
Yeah, dude. I'll never use my projector. Save money, dude. You don't need to buy a projector, dude. Buy a PlayStation VR 2, and there you go. You got the VR and a projector for $600.
Yeah, and OLED too. OLED.
And
VR.
OLED, the
OLED
best,
screen,
the best, dude. OLED. Imagine 250 inches of OLED. Oh, in IMAX, Cameron. I mean, I really can't wait for you to see it, man. I can't wait for you to dude. I'm like.
I'd be honest with you. I would buy the VR2 now more for the movies and the games.
Dude, if I was super rich, man, I would.
It in my head. Yeah.
Listen, Cameron, I swear to God, if I was super rich, if I had a bunch of money, if I was like Mr. Beast, I would buy every single one of you PlayStation VR 2. Just give me your address and that's it. I'm shipping it to you. I would, because I want you guys to see it. Like all my 16 members would have PlayStation VR 2. It would be done deal. If I was like Mr. Beast, or even if I was like at the level of what's his name, like Lou, the guy from Unbox Therapy. Yeah. All of you would already have it. That's it. Done deal. And I would throw in some extra vouchers for the games for you to try and all that. So because I mean, I'm trying to do my best. Even yesterday, I'm trying, to tell people when I'm. Dude, I even felt like a Chris Pratt in the Jurassic. Like I was training. It was so weird, man. It was such an ominous, weird feeling that like they were sensing my movements, and one of the raptors would be like depending where you touch him, and the other raptor, like the blue one, was blue. He would get jealous if I would get nowhere near the female, and they would get like upset. And it was like such a cool experience, man. And Oh, dude, I'm playing this on hard and I'm doing okay. All right. I found the game I'm good at. Can you believe it? Finally.
You know, I've been watching some other people play the VR2 with
Tetris.
No. Like just with various games where you like actually most of them are playing with the Horizon game and like basically games when you're shooting but what they're saying which is good is they're saying that the technology inside the headset to track your eye it's the best ever because the guy is saying that normally when he plays games his coordination like when he's aiming is usually garbage, but he's like in the VR2 for some reason it's so easy to become like really good at the aiming. So whatever Sony did with the tracking and aiming system in the game he says it's the best, and it's not only one person, it's everybody. They're like, man, I can't believe like I made that shot and I was looking at it but normally they're like if I played another game and even if I looked at it my aim would be horrible. In this game it's like I'm a sniper, you know, so that's good how they did that tracking. It's very exact.
Especially I think he might be referring to a game called the Brigade, like Spirit Brigade or something. It's a really good game, man. You are a spirit during the World War I, and your job is to resurrect all the good spirits, you know, to bring them back. They're captured by the devil spirits. It's like a Elden Ring shoot 'em up type of a game. I'm gonna try it, dude. I'm gonna try it for sure. Deegan was telling me about it to check it out, man. It's like a roguelike type game. But it's really cool. I'm definitely going to check that out. Another thing people have been telling me beside the Tetris is the pistol whip. Oh my God. I think I got whipped by pistol so many times on my ears. How many times people are telling me, pistol whip, pistol whip, pistol whip. And we will try it later on. Pretty soon.
By the end of the month, you're probably going to play every single VR game out there.
Well, that's the idea. I mean, I'm competing with the Gamertag VR, pretty much. We're kind of similar in a subscription thing.
Yeah.
But
he's...
Good. Yeah, but it's good.
You're showcasing a lot of games. You're showcasing a variety of games versus most people are just playing the
Gran Turismo and Call of the Mountain.
Yeah, exactly. The Horizon. That's it.
Nothing's wrong. Right? Listen, absolutely nothing wrong with those games. They're excellent. Yeah. But you gotta show more, like other features. Yeah,
exactly. Come on, the people who haven't bought it yet, they want to see. Okay, show me some variety.
Or show me some other techniques, some other accolades that I don't know about.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like that 4K Blu-ray, to me, that's the best I've seen. Like nobody has done that. You know?
Or even that other video, like I told people, hey, if you don't have a racing wheel. Now, of course, if you have a racing wheel, by love of God, use the racing wheel for Gran Turismo, of course. But let's say you don't have it because they're expensive, right? Don't worry. You can still select on the steering on your left. Instead of using a left thumbstick, you can use a motion sensor, right? And you can control the steering with a motion sensor like this, which is not bad. You know, I did a video on it. It's cool. You know, it's kind of weird in the beginning, but once you get used to it, it's actually plausible. You know, and I thought maybe people maybe people didn't know about that. I was like, you know, maybe some people didn't know. I said, hey, you can do this actually. Did you know that? Right? Like a Easter eggs. Did you know that? Did you know you could do this? Did you know you can do that?
Yeah. Well, that's what you got to do because it's brand new and there's lots of people who don't know anything about it. And even when people get it, I seen another guy who got it and he was like confused. Okay, how do I do the pass through? And everybody in the chat was telling him, okay, you know, it's the button on the front bottom or whatever. Yeah. You know, but like I said, like for you now, you've gotten used to it, so you know everything now about it.
Oh yeah.
But like everybody
for example,
else,
here, check this out. Like right here, a lot of people are asking, how do I go to my PlayStation VR 2 settings? Number one, you don't click on the share because share is for broadcast, capture, and record videos. Correct. You don't want to click the start button because that's to pause the game. What you want to do is you want to click the PlayStation button, which is right here, right? I don't know, can you guys see it on the camera? Yeah, right here. You click on the PlayStation button, and guess what comes up? You guys won't be able to see it, but I can see it. There comes up the PlayStation VR settings. Nice. And now here they are. And on the PlayStation VR 2 settings, that's where you can adjust your brightness, your screen size. I'll do a video on this through my capture card separately, Cameron, to show this to people so they can see what I mean. But I think that's what people want to see. And on this area, this is your PlayStation VR 2 settings. You can do everything from the get-go. on the go, on press of a button. How cool is that, man? How convenient is that, right?
Yep.
On the PC, you got to jump through so many, excuse my language, I'm not going to cuss, so many mother-father hoops, you know, to get to what you need to get to. Here, everything's convenient. It's there. Check your surroundings, screen brightness, system screen size, VR headset vibration. You can even turn that off if it bothers you too much. Like me and Mamba were playing, and then Mamba turned that off one time because he didn't want to feel it, because we were like crashing into each other. He goes like, I didn't feel nothing. Oh, I see what you did. You turned it off, you know. So you can adjust everything, you know. So that's cool that everything's there for you, man. I like that, you know. Clearly, you guys cannot see it here. It's probably blurry. You don't even see my camera now because I am checking the PlayStation VR 2 settings. But once I remove it, here I am, get back to my game, you'll see me, you know. So many cool little features, man, that's in this PlayStation VR 2.
Brandon, Dominic, and Huggy just joined and they said hi.
Hey, Brendan. Hey, guys. Hey, Huggy. How you guys doing? So, those small little things can really help. Look at tips, like to make it easier for you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's okay, you know. Some people, they never tried the VR. They're not VR veterans, you know. That's fine, you know. That's why we're here, you know, to ask questions. Now, I do have some, you know, critiques about Sony for not including the chat, because that's my thing, you know. Yeah. That's something that I want, you know. It's just not even.
You need it.
It's not a critique, more like a feedback, you know. I wouldn't even say it's a critique. It's just a feedback. Like, I want to have that chat, you know. You know what I mean? Which I'm sure they will.
Bring it back, you know, like
I'm sure they will. But you know, I was upset that people are not talking about it. I was like, am I the only one? I even said on the video, am I the only guy mentioning this elephant in the room? You know.
Yeah.
That's something that's like it's a necessity. We gotta have it, you know. And
actually, the other YouTuber who I was watching when he just got it, I think yesterday, the VR 2. And he's the same thing like you. Like he couldn't read the chat, so he had his little daughter reading the chat for him.
Oh, come on, man!
Like while he had the VR headset on, because he couldn't see the chat, right?
Yeah.
And he was asking, like, you know, where's the button to see the pass through, you know? And his daughter was reading the comments. But yeah, I agree. Like, they should have had that feature where you could see the chat. Like, that should have been there on day one, you know? Like.
Yeah.
They have to understand that if you're a YouTuber or you're somebody who's streaming with it, you have to be able to read the chat. You don't want to be taking it off every time.
You know what's bizarre, Cameron? And again, this is a feedback for people who are watching. I'm not like, you know, criticizing Sony. I'm just giving them a feedback. I'm trying to understand the logic. On the PlayStation VR 1, they let you use the chat and you can read it, right? You remember when I did the Drive Club? I can see what you.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so on this one, check this out. They will let you use speech to text, but they won't let you read the chat. Someone please explain this to me. Right? It makes no sense.
And speech to chat or whatever, that's not really useful for what you're going to do.
But they let you use that, but they won't let you use the chat to read the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they forgot. I think they forgot, man.
I think that's what it is.
They forgot, honestly. And no one's talking about it. And they're like, all right, no one's talking about it. So they're not even aware. And I listen, and this is, you know, now we can criticize some of those YouTubers, right, Cameron? They need to talk about this. You have millions of subscribers. You got millions of views, and you know Sony's watching you because they gave you the headset. Why don't you address this, right?
Yeah.
Say, hey, where is this feature? And I guarantee you, if these big YouTubers, right, if they address this issue, you'll see it on the next update. Guaranteed.
Of course, yeah.
So they need to do that. So, and I agree with you. They're not doing that. They're just like, oh, wow, Gran Turismo with the racing wheel. Oh, wow. Okay, we get it. Fine. It's been already a week now. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Oh, wow, you know, Call of the Mountain. Oh, wow, Resident Evil. Yes, Dimitrescu. I can touch her. Yeah, it's fine and dandy. But what about other things, right?
Yeah.
I
don't think it's even that hard to do too. It's just enabling it so that the chat shows up on your headset. That's it.
One firmware update, 1 megabyte update, whatever. Right, 1 megabyte or something. I agree. I'm playing this on a hard mode. This is crazy though.
Mr. Mike says that the next VR2 update is coming March 8th.
Yes, maybe that's maybe it's keep my fingers crossed. Yeah. Maybe Sony's watching me. Cuz well, Greg Miller for sure is watching me cuz he broke that box. He for sure. That was staged, man. Yeah, it was staged.
For humor, yeah.
Yeah, for humor, but I think he saw my video. Cuz I don't know what else to say. He must have seen my video. Cuz that's the first thing I did, right? I complained about the box, right?
Yeah.
Now, the reason I was so upset, Cameron, because you know me, I like to sell my stuff. I mean, I like to keep my stuff in a good condition. And yeah, call me OCD, yes. I have no problem if you say I have OCD, which is obsessive compulsive disorder. Whatever, fine. I don't care. It's just, I do have a little bit of OCD, but I like to keep... I
do the same thing.
Yeah.
I take care of my stuff.
Yeah. So I like to... Yeah.
Yeah, I still have my Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, like the box it came in. I have it in a garbage bag. That way the dust doesn't even go on it. It keeps it like brand new. Yeah, I do that with all my stuff.
I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you at all. Did you see my PlayStation VR 1 box? It's still in great condition after 6 years. Cameron. Yeah. Everything, even my aim controller is in great condition. Do you know why? Because I took care of it. You know, I do have a basement, so I kept it there, but I took care of it, you know.
Yeah.
I covered it, you know.
I never understand when I see people, like, they get something nice, and then they rip the box open.
Yeah, come on, man.
I'm like, what are you, like a 5-year-old?
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
You know what I mean? Yeah, like, shit, like, what the hell, don't you?
Now, I did make a mistake, and I can admit to it. You didn't have to see, you don't have to take that layer. That stays with the box. You just open the top and you take the stuff out. You're not supposed to pull it out. But it's Sony's fault because that beautiful Japanese woman, she took it out of the box, you know. And everybody thought you're supposed, even I thought they're supposed to do that, right? But you're not, because I saw Ozzy Osbourne didn't. I was like, why didn't Ozzy Osbourne take it, you know, didn't pull that other layer out? He kept it. You can see him while he's playing the Call of the Mountain. The box, it's sitting there and it's opened, and you see that he pulled the the headset out of it. And I was like, how did he do that? And then I realized you don't have to. And now we know. Guys, listen to me. You want to save your box? Here's a tip, and you're welcome. You do not need to take that other layer out. That layer stays. It's like a poster. It's like a cover. It's like a cover that goes around the hard shell, a hard shell of the box. You just need to take the top part and open the lid. You open that lid and everything's there for you. You're good. And then you close it back again. It's gonna be okay. I wish that I knew that, but I find out when it was too late. I didn't pay too much attention to that video. I should have watched the Ozzy Osbourne video closer. But I watched him. I watched him. It was too late. But listen, my box is still in good shape. It's torn a little bit here and there. I put some glue. It's nice, and I use a blue magic marker to make it kind of, you know. So I fixed that up a little bit. So it's not bad. It's still in good condition, you know.
I don't know if you know, but there's even people who sell the box. Like I see, like the PlayStation 5, the controller boxes. People here on Marketplace, they sell it for like $15, or even like the PS5 box. I've seen people selling it for $30-40. Cause
that's pretty good, man.
Yeah, there's like people who like want that stuff in like mint condition. You know what I mean? Like especially if they're selling it or like they're a collector. You know, they want it. Or even like there's people who want like the app like they like to buy a used PS2, but they want like a mint one. So they're gonna spend like $50 to find somebody who has the original box in like near mint condition. So it sounds crazy to some people, but trust me, like there's
crazy,
people,
dude.
And it's usually guys my age because they're usually older and they're like, you know what, I want to have it nice, and it's like, you know, it's like art to them.
You know why it's crazy for some people? Because they don't understand what being a collector means.
Yeah, exactly. That's the word. Yeah.
Did you see that Titanic? You're gonna watch it when you see it. That Titanic and Avatar that I got from United Kingdom. It's a B, and C region.
Yeah.
I took care of that thing, Cameron.
Yeah.
I want to watch Titanic and all the James Cameron movies in VR anytime. I mean in 3D. I'm sorry, anytime I want. But I take care of it.
Yep.
You know, maybe when I want to sell it, maybe sell it to you or somebody, or give it to you, whoever. I don't care.
Yeah, and when I'm looking at somebody when I'm buying something, they may not realize it, but like I'm meticulously looking at the box scratches. It gives me an idea of okay, is this guy take care of the product or whatever, and like I look at those things, like how good the person kept the box, and
Cameron,
a lot of times I'll pay a little bit more if I see a guy selling it with a better box.
Cameron, I can do a video. I can do like a zoom-in video with a high quality to show you, not even a dust, not even a scratch on that Avatar and Titanic with 3D, which are the top, the highest grossing movies of all time, right? Next to I even have Terminator 2 in 3D. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that too. So I got all the James Cameron movies except the Aliens, which is coming in 3D. I'm buying that, of course, and The Way of the Water. So you can look at that box with a what you call a microscope, and you're not gonna find any scratches. I swear to God, not one single scratch.
Yep.
And that's and that's how I look at the value, right? Then you can say, well, why is this so expensive? Well, you're getting two highest top grossing movies in 3D, which is a great value, and then the box, it's in great shape. The disc, dude, I even left a receipt in there along with everything else that was there.
Me too. That's exactly. Dude, you're just like me.
I left the freaking receipt in there.
I have the receipt in the box.
Yeah.
So then that way, like the elements of the elements in the room doesn't make the income the receipt. But trust me, if you ever sell it or you want to get rid of it, when a person sees, like whenever I list something to sell on Marketplace, it sells right away because I know what to write and I know exactly what somebody's looking. And when they see the picture, they're like, holy crap, this guy has the receipt and he kept the receipt. For this guy to do that, this guy must have really took care of his stuff. Like that's how people, and they want to buy it from you.
That's
over
a collector when you're collecting.
Yeah. And I'm like, and that'll you will stand apart from everybody else who's just okay. I got a PlayStation 5, okay condition. Now when they see mine's with the receipt, mint condition, and I'm taking pictures of every angle of the box, they're like, holy shit! If this,
I even have a serial number on my PlayStation VR 1 that I was among the very first one to get on October 13th at 10 a.m. with the receipt and everything, and it's there. Like I can show it to everybody. And it's like, so they know that this thing has been taken care of for 6 years, and people are gonna say, well, I value that, and I'm gonna pay. And they can check the serial number. They can look it up. Go to Sony. They're gonna show up. Yes, at 10 a.m. he bought it. He went to the GameStop, and he was among the very first one to get it. On the October 13th, 2016. And same thing with my PlayStation 3. Not one single scratch on that glossy fat one. People are like, how's it even possible? Because I'm not a jackass. I'm not gonna make pancakes on it. I'm not gonna put the weed on there. Yeah. I'm not gonna snort the cocaine on that motherfucker. I'm gonna take care of my shit, man.
I even took a picture one time of my PS5, and I wasn't even realizing that people were going to talk about this, but I took a picture of my PS5 one time, and I don't know, remember, but it was on my Trophy PlayStation website, and it was to show something, and I remember everybody in the comments, when they seen my PlayStation 5, they said, hey, how come you have like the wire in the back? How come it's you have it hung on the wall? Right, and then I remember I told you this before, is that the PlayStation 5 gets hot, and then the wires in the back, when the heat gets on the wires, it'll make the wire bend more, and it'll pull more weight on your HDMI ports and then your Ethernet port. And when I explained to them that I have the wires, mounted to the wall, so then that way there's no stress on the port of the PlayStation 5, people were like, bro, this is genius. I never thought about that. And I remember I'm thinking, and when I told them, like the PlayStation 5 on the back, that HDMI port.
I saw that. That was very clever, man. On the wall, like a hook. You made that hook.
Exactly. So then that way, there's no weight pulling down on my PlayStation 5 port in the back. Everybody was like, "Bro, this is genius," and I just like to take care of my stuff.
Oh yeah, same thing with me. Even I did it on my PlayStation 5. Where my Ethernet cable's going, I said I want to make sure that my Ethernet cable's not pulled, and I want to make sure that my HDMI 2.1. Dude, I still have on my HDMI 2.1. I still have the that plastic cover, so it doesn't scratch.
Yeah.
It's weird. People say, but then somebody says to me, but why is your car dirty and dusty? Because to me, the car is just a transportation. I don't give a shit. You know.
Me too.
Yeah, as long as the engine's working, I could give a rat's ass even if you took a piss on it, you know.
Yeah, me too.
You know, it's just a transportation. I know for some people it's like, oh, I get it, and I'm not judging here. Some people are, you know, OCD when it comes to cars. You know, they look at every little detail and all that. They want to keep it in the garage.
About the car.
Yeah, I don't care about if the paint's peeling and all that shit, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guess what? At least I'm not walking. To me, it's just a transportation. It gets me from point A to point B. I'm not living in it. That's it. But everything else, I do like to take care of my stuff, you know. And I know this might sound weird to some people because they're like, if you have OCD, then you should have OCD on everything. Well, it's not true. OCD is different stages of OCD. Some people have OCD for certain things. Some people have OCD where they hear a voice, which is the worst, where the voice tells them that you did something wrong, but you didn't do something wrong. And you have to go back to the same area to check the area. Did I just hit somebody? No, you didn't, right? That's even worse. That's the highest level stage of OCD, right?
Yeah.
That's you got to go to hospital for that one, guys. You know, that's where, you know, where you're driving a car, you're like, did I hit somebody? And the voice telling you, yeah, you did, but you didn't, right? You didn't hit nothing.
Yeah.
But your voice telling you that you did. That's dangerous. If you guys have that, seriously, you got to seek professional doctors, psychiatrists, right? You know, Jordan Peterson definitely be the highest recommended one. Get some, I don't know, financial whatever plan, or whatever, right? You know, if you have those problems, you definitely check into that, man.
See, I like to when it comes to my PlayStation, I use common sense because I've had you know, in the past DVD players and all these things, and I realized a long time ago that the one thing that's going to fail on the PlayStation 5, and it's failed on PlayStation 4, is the disc tray, right? Eventually that disc tray is going to go bad. Now, how do you make it not go bad is not use it. So I've been seeing a lot of people on my PlayStation site saying that their PS5, the disc tray has failed and failed and failed. Now, I already knew from day one. I told myself, man, digital is the way to go. Okay.
Yeah.
If and you know me, I play games a lot. Like I showed Deacon today how many hours I have in Elden Ring, and he was blown away. And I told him, man, imagine all the games that I've played. My PS5 now has over 6,000 hours on it. Now, if I had done 6,000 hours on that disc tray,
forget it.
Chances are that disc tray is going to be making noises. Who knows, right? So I realized a long time ago that no, I'm not going to be using this disc tray. No.
Here's another issue. Here's another issue, Cameron, and you brought up a good point. Is like trying to find the space to collect all those games, and then where's the disc? Oh, where did I leave the disc? Right? Oh my God, dude, I was freaking out. I was looking for my Forspoken disc. I couldn't find it. Finally, I found it. You know where it was? It was on my kitchen. I don't know why it was on my kitchen table. I have no idea. It was on the kitchen table, bro. I don't know why. Right next to my Tylenol, you know, where I keep my Tylenol when I have a headache or whatever. I was like, why the F, you know, is my freaking Forspoken on the Forspoken disc next to my Tylenol on the kitchen table? But you can see how easily you can lose a disc.
Yeah. For sure,
when it's digitally, it's always there on the cloud. You don't have to worry about it, right?
And here's a funny change that's happened to me is that before I got my PS5, I had a conversation with you and we were talking in the chat back then, and I said to you, why are digital games the same price as a physical game and you're not even getting the disc? It seems like the digital game should be less. That's what I said before, but now I find myself telling myself that, man, the physical game should be cheaper than the digital game, because to me the physical game is not worth the same, because the physical game, it's causing wear and tear on my PlayStation 5, you know, all of these things. So to me now what I'm finding is if I see the physical game cheaper, I don't want to buy it, especially if it's a game I want to play a lot, because I'm telling myself, man, if I buy that game and I'm going to put 400 hours into it, my PlayStation 5 tray.
You know what's funny, Cameron? You know those guys who bought the Call of the Mountain, you know, bundles edition?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that it's not worth it. Of course it is. You get the game inside, you save $10, $20. But here's the thing: why give you that little voucher? Why don't you just send me an email?
Yeah.
Or send it to me in a PlayStation Network email, right? And let me type in the code, right?
Yeah.
Like, what's the point of that the voucher thing, you know? The little piece of paper, like it's right. Send it to me in email. On email, I'll never forget it, right?
Yeah.
It's always gonna be there. What if I lose that thing, right? I'm screwed.
Yeah. I like the fact that it's on your account. When you buy the digital, it's all on your account. You can see all of your games there in your library. You can delete it, download it whenever you want. I like that. I just like that simplicity.
Oh, by the way, I was gonna make a video on it, but I choose not to because I don't want it to be a drama. It's about those YouTubers who were saying, "Oh, I'm never gonna buy. Here's why I'm not buying it," and I said, "Yeah, every single one of them will buy it." And guess what? They bought it. They all did. And now they're saying, "Was it really worth it? Was it really worth it?" And they said, "Yeah, I am really enjoying it now." You know, it's like, oh, gee whiz, somehow I didn't see this coming. But I was like, I'm not gonna make a video on it. I was like, nah. But everybody knew. Like, come on, all those guys saying, I'm not going to buy it. Hey, yeah, yes, you will.
That's the same thing with The Last of Us, too. Remember, they said they're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And then they all ended up getting it. You know, they all ended up getting it.
Come on, man. Oh, and the people who were trolling my channel, they don't even have it. Did you notice, like, every single one of them complaining about the blurry this, blurry that? None of them have a PlayStation VR 2. I said, well, show me the video. You showing me some kind of a parade. You're showing me you walking down a freaking street, talking some shit, whatever, with your friends. Why don't you make a video? You show me your PlayStation VR 2, right? Where is it? They don't have it. They're just jealous they don't have it, Cameron. And you know what I mean? And I called them out, and they were like, nothing, no reply. Gee whiz, I wonder why.
Hold on, I gotta. Okay, so Holly just became a member, a silver member.
Oh, thank you, Holly, for becoming a member. There we go.
Mr. Mike says, I recently bought the Western Digital Black M2 SSD. Just a heads up, if people are in the market for buying a SSD, buy one with the heatsink. That's very important. Yeah, I agree. The heatsink, you need the heatsink version.
Exactly. Especially if you're going to have a lot of stuff on there, which you will, you know.
Anything connected to the PlayStation 5, you're going to want to have it cool.
Exactly. As if it's external, especially when it's external, right? Yeah. Or you can go the other way, right? You can go the one and put it internally, which is the best way, right?
Yeah,
NVMe.
That's the one that Mike got. I believe.
Oh, the Mike got? Okay.
Yeah, and that's actually the good one, like the Western Digital one. That's I believe that's the one that Sony actually recommends.
Really, like Western Digital, WD. I used to be skeptical on Western Digital, but I guess they got better. Yeah, they got better.
I think Sony made a video and they said this is the one that they recommend. But I mean,
Western
the Samsung
Digital.
980, people use the Samsung 980 Pro also, and that works well. It comes with a
2 terabytes,
also.
Right? There's one of 2 terabytes, yeah.
And it comes with the heatsink and it's only $10 more for the heatsink, so it's worth it.
Yeah, Samsung is good too, but see now you got me.
But I'm pretty sure people have bought like the cheaper ones, like Crucial, and I'm pretty sure they work too. You know.
Yeah. Hey, look, if Sony recommends Western Digital, well then, you know. Then I'll definitely go with that, because if they're recommending it, I mean, why would they well, and listen, Mike, you can also kind of let me know how it goes, test it and all that before I actually dive in and buy it, which I'm going to have to pretty soon. And Holly, thank you for being a member. I really appreciate that. Thank you for becoming a member.
But keep in mind, the moment Sony said that that's the one that they approved, the price went up for that. It went up in price value. Yeah.
So now I'm going to go with Samsung.
Yeah.
Hey, Samsung's not bad. Listen, it's not bad either.
Samsung is great too. Yeah, they're both great. It's just that Sony, whatever, maybe Western Digital paid them more money and they said, okay, we're going to go with you.
Hey, Cameron, that's good for me too. That's a good news for me. Guess what? I'll go with a Samsung. Yeah. For less. Yeah. For 2 terabytes, and it's the same thing, NVMe. It's the same technology, just a heatsink. Yeah.
Even A-Data, they make one. Crucial, they make. I'm sure they all work, no problem, right?
Where's the 6,000 megabytes per second or something? What was it? Something like that.
Yeah, it's super fast.
Yeah, super fast. Yeah. Oh my! I'm playing this on hard. I can't believe, man. I found the game. I'm good. This is my Elden Ring, dude. Fantavision. It is what it is, man. I finally found something I'm good at. That's Fantavision. You know what? I was telling earlier, like the very first game when I used to work at Blockbuster in 2000, when they used to rent a PlayStation 2. I wasn't able to buy it because you wasn't able to find it anywhere when it came out in 2000. Guess what? the very first game that I tested, because I was assistant manager there, so I was able to take it home and fire it up and test it. Besides Tekken Tag Tournament, it was the Fantavision was the very first game I popped in. And yeah, so that kind of brings back the memories of Fantavision, you know.
So Mike just made a good point, and this is what I was talking about how the price went up as soon as Sony certified it. Is that he said he didn't buy the one he bought the like they make Western Digital makes 2 of these drives. One of them has the Sony seal of approval, and the other one it doesn't have the seal of approval, but it's the same drive.
It's cheaper.
If you buy the one with the Sony seal of approval, you pay a lot more. If you buy the one that's not have their approval, like their logo on it, then you save money. But it's the same exact drive. It's just business.
But that shows you how people are, like how like they can even think for themselves, man. Yeah. They just like that's the problem with the people. They need someone to tell them what to do, man. This is why we're always going to need a president or a leader or a king or a queen, because we just need someone to tell us what to do. Tell me what to do. I don't know. You know. Yeah. People need something to worship, and they need something to tell them what to do. I think it's in our DNA. This is the one example of that, right? Like, I'm going with a Samsung. You know why? Because it's cheaper, saving money, and it's essentially the same thing.
Yeah, Go with whichever one you see a sale on, you know, because both of them are great brands, you know. Samsung used to make the best external hard drives. Those Evos, they were like the best ever. Yeah.
But of course, you know, Samsung, it's in Korea, South Korea, there's Japan, so there's a little bit of a competition, of course, you know. Yeah, absolutely. But, yeah, I'll go with a Samsung, man. If it's cheaper, 2 terabytes, oh, yeah. I can put, like, all of the PlayStation VR 2 games on there. And I heard a lot of great things about the Atomic Heart. People have been saying, Atomic Heart.
Yeah, I've seen that gameplay. It looks really good. I didn't even know what it was, and I watched somebody playing, and I was like, man, this looks pretty good.
But I heard mixed reviews about the Hogwarts. Nothing but mixed.
Oh, you know what? I was talking to Deacon about that today, because I like to get opinions from people who have actually played it. You know, and not just fanboys of the movie, right? Yeah. And I have another friend who lives in St. Louis. He's my buddy from Ghost of Tsushima and also in Elden Ring, and he started playing it recently too, and so I wanted to just to get, you know, his perspective, because I've been seeing for some, I don't even know why, like why do people like I've been seeing people trying to compare it to Elden Ring, and that's why I asked Deacon and I asked my other friend, because both of them have played inside out of Elden Ring, so I wanted to get a comparison, and what they told me is exactly what I already thought. But what you just said there about the mixed review is exactly what Deacon told me, and what my other buddy told me about the game. It's a good game, but it's not as good as people are making it out to be.
You know what the problem right now is? Every time there's some kind of a Swords game or some kind of open world game, they're gonna compare it to Elden Ring, you know. But Elden Ring is a different type of open world. It's a roguelike type game. I said it's a Demon Souls type game. Hello. Like when somebody said to me, oh, so the Forspoken is like Elden Ring. No, that's a roguelike type game. See, the people just, here's the problem, and I'm sure everybody can agree to this. People memorize things. And I used to be guilty of this too when I first started learning about 4K televisions. And I made a video where I apologized about that. You know, then I started learning, you know, going to the source and all of that. People memorize things without even understanding what it is. And that's not good. You know, memorizing, it's only going to make you, it's going to really suck for you. You're going to make yourself look like a fool. You're going to make yourself look like an idiot when when you're a grown-ass man and you're like, oh, really? That's what that means? Oh. Then you have to kind of backpedal in shame. I mean, it's not that difficult. Like I told even people who were complaining about the IPD, you know, interpupillary distance. I was like, go and learn. If I can go and learn, it's free, you can do it too. But you would rather go to Pornhub and watch some chick or whatever instead of going to learn. And even though I'm trying to explain to you what it is, you're saying, no, I'm wrong. All right, so then you don't want to learn. Basically, you're telling me, but that's the thing. They just want to memorize without understanding, Cameron. That's the thing. They want to memorize without understanding what it is, and how does it work, Like how does it work? How does the VR work? It's a stereoscopic experience, But how does that project into virtual reality? Well, it is 3D, but it's a different type of a 3D. One with a free movement. But see, they don't. You know what they need to do? I wish that Leonard Nimoy didn't die. He was the best teacher. Spock. Leonard Nimoy explains everything in his beautiful voice, perfectly everything. He even explained how television works. I saw 1967 video, and I can maybe share it to you guys if you want to, where Leonard Nimoy, when he was younger, he explained how television works and how does that being projected onto our screens in such a crystal clear, basic detail that right away you're like, oh wow, now I know how the basic principle of how television works, right? And once you understand the basic principle how something works, then that's it. Then you have better knowledge, you're better prepared. Hell, maybe you can create your own television now, once you know that basic principle. So people are not doing that. Sadly, that's why we're in this trouble. Yeah, people are not doing that.
We live on a time. We live on a time when we have the most information available now than before. But if you're not able to interpret that information, then it serves you no purpose, right? So people just regurgitate what they hear their favorite YouTuber or their favorite person tells them, but they don't actually understand what's happening or what's is it really relevant to you in the first place? How do you apply it to your situation? Like something can have this much power, but what if you don't even need that power? What if you're not even concerned about the power? So it's how you interpret the information is also very important.
Or the one guy with trying to tell me that it's only 2K resolution on this PlayStation VR headset. I was like, did you see what the resolution says? 4,000 by 2028. And what's the standard for 4K? 3840 by 2160. So you do the math and you'll see if it's in the same realm of 4K of 8.4 million pixels. And if you do the math, you're going to find out that it is a 4K resolution. But it's a different type of a 4K resolution that's specifically designed for VR. And I explained that to the guy, and I explained it to him in a mathematical, pixel by pixel explanation. And that comment's still there. And guess what? Never heard from that guy again. You know why? Because he did some research like I did, and he find out, oopsie daisy, this guy's right. It's not a 2K. Because he's thinking, oh, if they say 2K on left eye, that must mean 2K altogether on both eyes.
Yeah, where they clearly said it's 2K per eye. So
yeah, total, 2K per eye, man.
Oh, total 4K.
Man. And what's 2,000 times 2,000? Do the math. But no, I don't mean math like Breaking Bad. I'm not saying go to math fucking lab. I'm saying do mathematical numbers. But see, that's the issue, man. Nobody wants to learn. Everybody wants just to memorize, and that's scary. You know what, man? That kind of scares me, to be honest with you. That's not good. That's not good, man. That people in 1960s, 1950s, 1940s. Sophisticated, smart. Cameron, I was watching some documentaries.
Yeah.
If you had a time machine, let's say you had a time machine, if you could go back from now, 2023, year our Lord, to let's say 1930s, you would be blown away. The innovation, how smart people were back then. You would be blown away.
They had less access to information now, but they knew how to interpret information that they received back then way better than we do now. That's the difference, right?
Dude.
And people might think I'm stupid when I say this, but I say whenever I'm in my learning and I want to learn something about a topic, for whatever it is, I always tell the person who's teaching to me I say, you may think it's stupid, but I want you to teach it to me like if I'm a 3-year-old, okay? If you can teach it to me like I'm a 3-year-old, the information that I'll grasp, I'll never forget it, okay? So you don't need to use big words and try to impress me, right? And the same thing, I always tell myself, like whenever somebody asks me, even in the gym, they ask me how does this work or how to use it. I always tell myself, well, I'm going to teach it to them like if I'm teaching my niece when she was 4 years old how to use this machine.
That's teaching. That's how teachers do it. Yeah.
And people always tell me, man, what you just told me there, I can tell you know what you're talking about, right? And I understand how people need to learn, like, right? Nobody's a scientist, nobody's a doctor, right? So when I teach you something, I'm going to teach it to you like if you're a 4-year-old. It's not to insult you, but it's because I understand that your mind will adapt and your mind will take in that information better. The more basic I make it seem to you, then you'll understand it more. But if I make it too complicated for you, you're not going to understand. Your mind is not going to retain it. Your mind's going to be thinking about something else.
Well, it's like airplanes. If you don't understand the basic principle how airplane flies and how it works, how are you going to fix it? How are you going to fly it? You can't. So if you know the basic principle how something works, then that gives you the much better knowledge on how to fix it. If you understand how electricity works, they'll the what you call it, not the direct current, the alternative current, which is the one that Nikola Tesla created, not Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison used direct current. If we adopted to Thomas Edison direct current, everything would burn, dude. But we still use it for certain things, for the adapters for the short distance cables between your devices. But for majority of supplies of the energy for the cities, it's alternative current. Alternative current is the one that we're using. But how does it work? What type of coil did Tesla use? Right? You want to learn that. What type of coil did he use to achieve that? Alternate current instead of direct current. How does that work? Don't just memorize, alternate current, Tesla, Thomas Edison, direct current. Ho, 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 ho. No, you're just like a parrot. You're just like memorizing. You need to understand. You need to explain to me what's the difference and why did we adapt to the alternate current. But it's like how does a carburetor work and why do you need a carburetor back then? Obviously, you don't need it now because they're using different techniques to do it. But it's just a basic necessity of you to understand how something works.
My buddy, my buddy Shane, the guy who's becoming a cop. We were just talking about some gym equipment and some stuff I bought, and he always tells me, he's telling me yesterday, Cam, your attention to detail is second to none. Right, and this is about just like the way metal works. I was telling him why he should buy this metal over another metal, and he's telling me, Cam, and my buddy is like the smartest guy I know. He could be a doctor, but he chooses to become a police officer. But he tells me, Cam, your attention to detail and how things work is incredible. And ever since I was a kid, I've always been obsessed with the way mechanical things work and the type of metal, the thickness, why do they use this grade? And the more you know about something, the more you become better at understanding how it works.
You have to be passionate about it too. You really gotta want to know it. You cannot be good at something if you're not passionate about it. I don't want a doctor who is not passionate about what he does. I don't want a doctor who's afraid of seeing a blood or who's afraid of opening up your stomach and then seeing your organs. No, I want a doctor who's comfortable with that and who understands what each organ does and where the arteries are in the back of his head. That's who I want, right? And that's who you want to have to do a surgery, to perform a surgery, right? So, it's one of those things, man. You got to be honest with yourself. Like, what is it? What is your passion? And if you're passionate about something, you're always going to be great at it because you're not going to make those mistakes because you're so passionate. Like Dominic, he's passionate about flying, and you can ask him anything about the airplane. He'd be probably the number one guy I would want next to me if, the pilot was sick and there was no one else to fly. I'd be like, all right, Dominic's here. We'll be all right, everybody. Everybody relax, But you don't want somebody who just memorizes. Like, you just memorize something from a simulator? No, we're going to crash, dude. We're done. No, I want somebody who understands what the altimeter is, what the attitude is, what all of these signs are, What's the first officer? What's his role? What's the second officer on the airplane? All of these things, right? And Dominic knows that. He knows it well.
Yeah, and you know what? And I'm never embarrassed to tell somebody, hey, man,
I
don't know
know
anything about it. Yeah, you teach me, and
yeah.
you know, and I want to learn. I'm fascinated how this works. Teach me how it works. You know, so like a lot of times, I don't even care about the product. I just want to learn how it works, right? Like, you know, and I've always been like a person who's curious, you know, like and I don't even care about having the product. I just want to know how it works, and I want to know that I can take it apart and put it back together.
Like I had an engineer come in, like an engineer with a crane, and he told me, like, this building has 7 floors. I said, what do you mean? I only counted 5. It says, well, here's the reason why. When we build from the top to from the top, when we build a building, we count everything from where the first floor originates. And in this case, you have a garage, underground garage, so that's considered the floor. You got a lobby, that's considered an extra floor, and then you got those other 5 floors. And we have to measure it that way. And you know what? I learned that. I was like, okay, so it's technically 7 floors, instead of 5 floors. Because I was only counting, apartment floors, But you have to count, the underground, the floor. It's still considered a floor. It's a floor. It may be underground, but it's a floor. And then you got the lobby, which is also considered a floor. It's lobby, but it's not the apartment, but it's still a floor. So that's something that you want to learn. How to control, like how to control the traffic, and like one of the police officers showed me how to control the traffic, how to use the gestures, and why you need to be in the middle lane where the 2 yellow lanes are, and why you have to, get your both hands left and right, and have them stop on the north and south side from the incoming and the outcoming traffic. And you learn it, and you ask. Like how you learn is you ask questions. Why I'm doing this, like to stop the traffic? Why am I doing it like that? Like what is the purpose of that? So you ask questions, and why am I wearing this? This fluorescent yellow, orangish vest, so they can be more visible to the to the driver when he's driving, and it's going to reflect from that sunlight, from the headlight. It will reflect. So you ask questions. So ask. If it's so true. If you don't know something, ask. No one's going to get mad if you ask a question. Hey, how does this work? And why am I supposed to do this? What's the purpose of this? How does a microwave work? And why can it be dangerous? So explain to me. What's the radiation of that? Does it have radiation? Of course. It's a microwave. Microwaves. But it's not like radiation of nuclear radiation. But it's still radiation. It's radiate, which is kind of similar to the X-rays. X-rays, radiation. So you learn about these things, You learn about the energy. You learn about the sound, the frequencies, and how does that work, and all of these things, man. And that's how you become better equipped to move through this world, without looking like a yo-yo,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You have to, because sometimes you're not gonna have anybody there to hold your hands and to tell you how to do this, how to do that. You have to learn that shit yourself, and then you're gonna be in even bigger trouble because you gotta go back to like a GED class, right? Back to basics, right? And you don't want to be in that kind of situation. I'm not saying you should know everything, but you should know certain basics. Like
yeah, for sure.
Certain basics. Yeah.
Expand your mind. Yeah. How to? Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. Man, I finished the hard mode. Jesus, man, I'm like crazy good in this game.
What do they have? Very hard?
Yeah, I don't know. Do they have? This is easy, and let me try the stage 4. I'm gonna try the pistol whip pretty soon. So what the chat's saying? They like the Fantavision, Fanta.
Yeah.
Have many of you played the Fanta? I don't know how many of them, if anybody has. We're talking 23 years ago. This is like...
Remember that game in the arcade? It's called Raiden. They should bring that too to VR.
Yeah,
Raiden.
yeah. Or Defender.
Yeah.
They have asteroids. They have that asteroid game. Awesome asteroids. It's pretty cool as well. And it's dirt cheap. It's like $7. I was making fun of this chick. I was saying, every time she goes like, what was it? She says something like when it gets to like, I forgot what it was. Stardom or Starmine or Starmine. Yeah, Starmine. And I said, the way she sounds like almost like she has a climax, like she squirted or something. Then I was talking about there's a level, I'm not kidding, there's a level where they show like a virus and doctors and you know, white suits and then you're inside this cube and there's a bunch of viruses, and I was talking about COVID. So I'm pretty sure this will be limited monetization. But that's okay, you know. Isn't it interesting? You can't even mention the word Wuhan without getting demonetized. Isn't that like just Jesus,
well,
right?
Like I said, they have their narrative and they want to keep it, you know. I just seen I don't want to say it, but another topic. So yesterday, I watched all 7 episodes of The Last of Us.
And what did you think?
So, you want the review?
Yeah, give it to me.
The good, the bad, and the ugly?
Give me all of it. The good, the bad, the ugly, and the middle.
Alright, so... where do I start? Okay, so... I'm gonna say I'm glad that I watched all of the episodes like back to back. I didn't have to wait a week, so every episode was like fresh in my head, you know. So when I watched the episode like following, I knew everything. It wasn't like I was trying to remember what happened the week before. So now I'm gonna say that I like the show. Okay, that's good. I thought I wasn't gonna like it, but I like the show, and I like the show a lot. Now, the girl who plays Ellie. Bella Ramsey, she doesn't look like Ellie, but I thought she did a pretty good role, and I'm surprised because she was like my biggest gripe of the show, and I find that I like her more than Pedro Pascal. Whenever I'm watching it, I don't even care to see Pedro. I want to see her, which is good. That's how I'm feeling, right? Now, I thought the writing of the show, the story, the way that they put it on TV was better than I expected. They actually did a high quality job, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, okay, like I told you, like I thought the Halo show was okay. I liked it, but I haven't played the game. But even when I watched that show, I could tell, okay, this is like a low budget, you know. But The Last of Us, when I watched The Last of Us, I was like, man, this is like well
high
done.
Quality.
Yeah, and I'm not talking about how they filmed it. I'm talking about the way that they introduced the characters. So. In the TV show, they give you context about how every character got where they are. In the game, it doesn't do that. In the game, you just meet the characters, and then you just go along with the story. But I like the fact that in the TV show, they introduce a character, and they spend an episode showing you how that character got to that moment in the story, which is something they do in Walking Dead. They do that in Game of Thrones also, which is great, and I think that's great storytelling when they do that.
That's one of the things that, to me, and I think I already mentioned this to you, that I liked about this TV show and the way this formula is working with Neil Druckmann is they're showing you different perspectives. Even the episode 3, you know, you're looking at those two guys as like, you know, they're two humans and they love each other. And that's the perspective I looked at it, right? While some others might have looked at it from different perspectives. Or in the episode 4, you know, there's everything has a perspective. Like, is who's a good guy, who's a bad guy? You know, how do you determine who's a good guy, who's a bad guy? I mean, Joel killed that guy, and he was begging for his mother, and he still killed him. So where do you determine? Like, this is the beauty of Neil Druckmann.
No, I would have killed that guy too. I would have stomped his head in.
But see, that's the beauty. But that's the beauty of Neil Druckmann. Yeah. I never seen a TV show that would give you this kind of a perspective.
Now, let me tell you the parts that
You know.
I wish they would have done different about the show. Now, I liked the fact that the key moments, like if you have the game in your head memorized and you know all the lines, I like the fact that they kept the main points of the game in the movie. They tried to show you that, and I like the fact that they kept the main lines of certain situations in the movie from Ellie and Joel that they say. I like that. Now, the only thing that I wish they would have done different, okay, episode 3, I actually liked the gay story, how they showed it with Bill and Frank. I liked that. I liked how they introduced that Bill was a loner by himself, and then this guy came along, and Bill could have blew his brains out, but he trusted the guy, and eventually, you know, they created a relationship and so forth. And I like that they showed how they started to build the community, the town together.
Yeah.
Now the part that I wish they would have changed is I wish they would not have spent a whole episode doing that, because you see, in the game, when Joel and Ellie, when they meet Bill, there's a scene in that interaction with Bill and Joel and Ellie in the game that is one of my favorite parts in the game that they do not show in the movie, in the TV show, and that's the part when Bill is helping them escape, and Ellie's in the truck trying to drive the truck, and then Bill telling her, "Do you know how to pop a clutch?" And she's like, "I know how to pop a clutch." And it's the scene when Bill and Joel, they're trying to push the truck while Ellie is trying to get it started, but in the same time, there's a horde of zombies coming at them. So you as Joel, you have to kill the zombies while you're trying to push the truck.
You see, now, Neil Druckmann, he said that was done on purpose. He didn't want everything to be 100% mimicky. Just like with Tess, you know, he wanted Tess to die in a certain way with those pores. He didn't want her to die with those, those soldiers, I forgot the name of them, that they killed her in the game. He wanted it to be a different way for her to die. He changed a few things around. And I mean, some people will have a different opinion on that, but I kind of respect his decision that he didn't want to mimic everything 100%. That he kind of wanted to be a little bit different, like a different approach, which is fine. But again, you know, it's a matter of an opinion on that one. But I understand what you mean. You know, there was stuff that they left out,
like,
for sure.
I like the fact that, like, he introduced a lot of characters in the game, in the TV show, but are not part of the game, like Kathleen. But I thought in the TV show it makes sense because it made you like Henry and Sam more, because you see where they came from. In the game, they don't show you anything about Henry and Sam, so you're just kind of like, who the fuck are these guys? So you don't really have, like, you don't really empathize about them that much. But in the TV show, you empathize about them because you realize, okay, Henry, he did what he had to do because his little brother was dying of cancer, so he needed to betray them because he wanted the medication for the cancer. So it makes sense, and I like that. Even the girl Kathleen, who is going after Henry, you know, let's be realistic, her role is useless, but in the TV show it makes sense because you need to have an adversary chasing them.
It gives you perspective. It gives you a different perspective.
So I thought that was very well done. Now, a long time ago, and maybe people didn't understand this, I said a long time ago, before I even played The Last of Us, that when I watched you play the game, I could tell already that in the beginning that Joel was never the main character of The Last of Us. It's always been Ellie, even in the first one. And when I watched the TV show, they confirmed exactly what I suspected all the time, that Ellie is the main star. It's never Joel. And you know how I know that? Is when you watch the TV show, when you watch the first name that appears on your screen, it's not Pedro Pascal, it's Bella Ramsey. Right? If you pay attention to those details, you're going to see and that even in the TV show they're telling you, because if you watch movies and you know the main star of the movie, that's the first name you see. Right?
But you know what? I don't mean to cut you up, but the one thing that I appreciate about what Neil Druckmann did here, he set up new standard formula on how you make something based on a video game. Don't mimic it. One of the mistakes that I think other have done, like look at Resident Evil, when you try to mimic a video game into a movie, you're going to fail. It's cheesy. So what Neil Druckmann did, he set a new formula, a new standard on what to avoid and how to actually create a TV show or a movie based on a video game. And I think a lot of people are going to take notes on what Neil Druckmann did here. And in my opinion, I think he did a great job. I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another area of the show, because I was very critical, and I wanted to see in my head, not in my head, I wanted to see, okay, like Bella Ramsey, she's not an American. What is she? She's like
British,
she's
yeah.
So obviously speaking like how me and you speak, her English dialect is completely different. Now, I've seen some British actors try to pull off the American accent, and it doesn't sound right. And vice versa. I've seen some American people try to pull off the British accent, and you can tell it's not authentic. Now, when I watched the girl do Ellie, I was like, man, this is actually pretty good. I believe it. I believe that she's a white girl who lives in America. I believe it.
Yeah, Midwestern girl.
Yeah. So to me, like that's a huge part of it. Like I have to believe that this girl is actually an American. I don't want to I don't want like a fake accent. That's why I told you when I watched the Willow show, it was garbage because it doesn't make sense. You're supposed to have a British accent, but these people are speaking perfect English like it's 2023 America.
You see, one of the beauty about, this is why I enjoyed watching it on HBO Max. Every time the episode would be finished, there would be like a 15-minute making of. And Neil Druckmann would explain in detail, after you've seen the episode, why they chose this, why they chose that, and how long it took the process to do this, how long it took the process for them to coach these actors, And that was the beauty about, I mean, you saw a different way, obviously, but I was watching it through the HBO Max where they actually have the making of, and I couldn't wait for the episode to finish so I can see, like, what Pedro has to say, what Ramsey has to say, what the producer, director has to say, what Neil Druckmann has to say, and they really explain in detail to you why they chose X, Y, and Z, why they went this route. And you can tell that Neil Druckmann and Sony, was still Sony Pictures with HBO, PlayStation and Sony Pictures with HBO, Warner Brothers, they took a great care to make sure that this TV show is done well. And you can tell that the great care went into this. And especially the episode, what was it, episode 6? Episode 6 really was great. It was really emotional. I think Pedro did a fantastic job on episode 6. You know the one I'm talking about?
Yeah. That's the one when he gets stabbed. That's
stabbed.
When he gets stabbed. And
I really
remember that part in the game. I remember that part exactly in the game.
And I really felt like, oh my God, this is the vibe I'm getting now from. This is really who. Joel is. He's not this what people think he is. He's also flawed. He might appear to be strong, but deep inside he's battling his own demons because of what happened to his daughter, and now he's worried about Ellie, and you can see that he's struggling, that he's fighting the demons within himself. He says sometimes I don't even know if I'm breathing. He says there's so overwhelmingly, it's so much going on. And it was very emotional, man. I thought, dude, I would have given him an Oscar. Like, easily, dude. I would have given Pedro, here, take the Oscar. I thought it was his best performance, dude.
There's a part in the game when you were playing.
Guys, spoilers warning, we're sorry. Spoilers.
There's a part in the game when, in the beginning, when you can tell that Joel, in the game, he does not care about Ellie. He just sees Ellie as a job, cargo.
That's in a car. Yeah.
But eventually, there's a part in the game when you get to the game when Joel realizes, oh my God, I have to protect this kid with all of my life. Like he becomes a father figure to her, right? So I was telling myself when I was watching the show, let's see how this TV show is going to be able to do that part, right? How is
Cameron, remember, that would be two people that he failed.
Yeah.
First, he failed his daughter because he couldn't protect her. And second, he would fail Tess because they were together for 20 years if he didn't do what Tess wanted him to do, to look after her. So he had this overwhelmingly huge weight on top of him. And that's why he's so bitter. He's so miserable because it's a lot of weight on top of him, Clearly, he wasn't happy. He's not happy. You can see that. He's a lot of demons that he battles. Even though she tries to read him some anecdotes, like he did laugh a little bit. He did laugh a little bit. He says, "No, I'm not laughing." Oh, so you are laughing big time. She says something about his pants or whatever, and he was laughing.
When you can tell when he really starts to like her is when she tells him the joke. She's like, "Did you know that diarrhea is hereditary?" And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, it runs in your genes." And then he laughs. That's the first time he laughs, and you can tell from that moment. That's when he's seen this kid as something else now. She's no longer cargo. Yeah. He actually starts to like her, and that's when the switch, just like the video game, and it's believable, right? Because even when I'm watching that, I'm like, holy shit, I like it. Like that's what I'm saying. I like the kid now. Like I like her more than fucking Pedro. Like,
and here's another thing that I like. We see how well and adjusted Tommy is, right, versus him, and it's like, and then he's like, what the hell am I doing? What's wrong with me? I gotta, He feels like, what is my purpose? Then he realized, this is my purpose. And this leads us to why he made the decision to kill those doctors.
Yeah.
You see, the love. Did he enjoy? Of course he didn't enjoy it. There's no pride in killing another human being, you know what I mean? But he did what he had to do, and he said he'll do it all over again in the video game. So, but see, again, this is all a matter of perspective, and this is the beauty about this game. This is the beauty about the story that Neil Druckmann has created. It's the matter of perspective. Who's a good guy? Who's a bad guy? Is Ellie really a good guy once you learn what she did in The Last of Us Part 2, right? How do you decide? But you decided based on a perspective. Just like right now in real life. We're judging people based on perspective, right? You know what I mean? If you're Russian, you're a bad guy. If you're Ukrainian, you're a good guy. If you're Republican, then you're this. If you're Democrat, you're that. There's a constant perspective on how we look at people, right? Or if you live in this place, you must be this. If you live in that place, you must be that. If you're driving that car, you must be this. If you talk like this, you must be that. There's a constant different perspective. But it's just a human nature, right? He's not, trying to change the world or anything. He's just simply saying, hey, I didn't create this world, but this is how the world is. This is how people are. This is how they act. These are the perspectives. How people look at things. And that's the beauty of that show. It's a perspective. And that's what I loved about The Last of Us Part 2. It's the perspective. That I almost fell in love with the Abby, dude, like at the end. Like, I felt bad for her. She was so skinny. She's trying to protect that kid, right? I didn't want her to die, dude. It was such a weird, strange feeling, right? 3 days ago, I was like, wanted her dead, right? Like, you killed my hero. And now I'm like, no, spare her, Ellie. That final fight at that beach, in The Last of Us Part 2. By the way, they already got the green light for the Part 3. They're writing, they're working on the writing.
But see, the other question I have is, so it from how the show is going, I can already tell that the next episode. It's basically going to be, should I say it? It's basically going to see, it's going to be basically when Ellie kills David. For David's going to try to rape her, like.
The cannibal.
The cannibal people. So and that's pretty much the.
Episode 8, yeah.
Yeah, so episode 8 is going to be probably because that's the last episode of the season, right?
Yeah. But what did you think about the Left Behind, like the episode? Well, let's call it Left Behind.
Okay, so people are complaining about that episode mainly because because of the lesbian kissing scene, whatever. But if you've played the DLC, that's exactly what happens.
Yeah.
Right? Like, that's the DLC. I've played the DLC.
And this also explains why she fell in love with Dina, because she started liking chicks,
That's already known to me. Like, if you didn't know that, if you didn't know that part, then you're not a Last of Us fan. Like, did you even play the game? That's my. So when I watched it, I'm like, what are people talking about? Like, this happens in the game. They didn't make this up. This is in the game.
Yeah.
If you played the DLC Left Behind, which is free, this is part of the game. Like, it's so you can't be mad for them including what's already in the game. So that really didn't.
You know what I would like to see, and I mean, this is my fantasy, and it's a guilty pleasure, and I don't mean to cut you off camera. It's my guilty pleasure, and again, forgive me, guys, but I would love to see in the episode 3, both Ellie and Abby become lovers. I'm sorry, but it's my guilty anyway. But go ahead.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Like in the game?
In the game.
Okay, yeah. But here's the thing I have now.
But that's my guilty pleasure. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So we know. So I'm pretty sure that the next episode is going to be two things are going to happen in that episode. It's going to be the interaction with David when Ellie is going to kill David by stabbing him like 50 times.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be where in the same episode, it's going to be when Joel finally reaches the hospital and he meets Marlene and they take Ellie, right? Like in the game. So that's going to be the end of season 1. The way the way the game ends in part 1, that's going to be the end of season 1 of the TV show. Now what I'm wondering though is when they start season 2, Ellie in the game, she's a woman now. She's not a little kid anymore. Bella Ramsey is still gonna be a little kid in real life. Like she's still gonna look like a 15-year-old kid. How are they gonna pull that off? Are they gonna hire a whole new actress to play Ellie?
Well, they might put some makeup on her, change her hairstyle, maybe make her a little fat, not fatter, but a little bit more stronger.
Pedro, I can understand. They can just tell him grow a beard, and technically you look like you look almost 10 years old.
Funny things, I just shaved mine. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I seen that in the live stream. But yeah. But with Ellie, I'm wondering how are they gonna do that because now, she has to look different because little Ellie doesn't look like the Last of Us 2 Ellie. You know?
So, that's going to be interesting, though. How are they going to do that? That's a good question. Or do they want to hire another actress to do it? That's
because I just finished watching House of the Dragons, which is the spin-off TV show of the Game of Thrones. Now, the main character in the show is the little girl, Rhaenyra. They only keep her until episode 5, and then after episode 5, it's like 20 years later. So they put a whole new actress. So they replaced the main actress after 5 episodes for an older actress. So I'm wondering if in the Last of Us TV show, season 2, if Neil is going to be like, okay, we have to keep this authentic. We have to get a girl who looks older than.
You know what?
Bella.
They might actually wait till 2025. Like maybe spring or summer 2025 or the fall, October 2025. Wait for her to kind of grow up a little bit and get a little bit older and, get her hair color a little bit different, get her in shape to work out, put on some muscles. They could do some stuff like that. They can work things out with the magic, with special effects, makeup effects, and all that. But they will have to delay it till 2025. Which is fine by me, no rush, hey. Maybe it'll come out in the same time that the Last of Us Part 3 comes out. So, I would say no rush. You know what I would say, Cameron? Don't rush it. Right?
Yeah.
But I'm glad you like it, dude. It's funny because I wasn't expecting that I was going to like the TV show just like you. But, man, once I saw it, I was like, oh, man, they're really, They took a good care of this. They weren't just doing it for the money. They really were making sure they were passionate about it. The word I'm looking for, passionate. And
Neil, you know what? As a super fan myself, I didn't even care that they didn't use a white girl to play Sarah or a white girl to play Tommy. The fact that the characters that they took to do the roles, they did such a good job that it didn't even bother me. I didn't even think about it.
No.
I was so into it. Like in the first episode. When you're like
you mean
like
for Tommy's wife? Yeah,
and even Sarah, the girl, you can tell this girl is a mixed girl. She's not a white girl.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all, though. Actually.
So
by the way, I like that actress. She's from the True Blood. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. True Blood, man. She's cool, man.
The first episode, you're really seeing the first episode, at least the first half of the episode, through the eyes of Sarah, just like the video game. Because in the video game, the first character you control is Sarah, right? You have to make her wake out of bed and then you bring her downstairs. So in the game, in the TV show, you're following, she goes to school, you're following her take the watch to get it repaired. And in the video games, they don't show you how the watch, for like the watch that she buys for Joel, like how she fixes it. Like, I like the fact that they spend time, you sympathize with her, you get to meet the neighbor who makes the cookies for her, and you get to like Sarah and you get to empathize. They didn't just make it, okay, let's kill her in the first 10 minutes so you don't have any feelings. They actually make you like the little girl, Sarah, and they make you empathize with her, so then that way when she dies, it hits you harder. And that's I like the fact that they did that.
And also, what was so great, of course, the first episode was like 1 hour and 20 minutes. It was like a movie, actually.
I was actually hoping every episode was going to be that long.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
Give me 3-hour episodes.
Maybe the episode 8 will maybe 89 minutes or maybe longer.
Yeah,
maybe it'll be like longer, that. Yeah. But what I liked about the first episode, the pilot, was the way they introduced it. Like that talk show before the whole thing happened. They were having that talk show.
Amazing. Yeah. Even the actor, the scientist that everybody was laughing at him when he's talking about the fungus. That actor is a good actor, and I believed it. I don't know if it's true or not what he's saying, but when he said it with the fungus, I was like, Jesus Christ, I believed it. I believed everything he said.
Yeah.
And that's whenever somebody can do that, and I really believe it, and I you know what? At one point I was like, okay, I don't even give a fuck about The Last of Us anymore. Let's continue this story that this guy is talking about. Let's see, like, make this into a movie. Okay, I want to see something with this fungus and make this. I believed it. Like it was so well done, that part of it. I thought it was a great job.
It was awesome, man. The entire TV show was done so well, and this is what happens when you have somebody like Neil Druckmann take a great care of detail and passion, and he set the new standard. He has risen the bar to let others who are going to be making a Days Gone, which I'm looking forward to. Days Gone, and what's the other one? There's another.
Days Gone. What are they making? A Days Gone TV show?
Yeah.
Or a movie or a game?
A TV show.
Okay.
And they're all taking notes. There's Days Gone, and there's another based on a video game TV show. I forgot the name of it. But I know that Days Gone, it's coming.
But this is the first TV show from a game that's actually quality. Like like I said, I've seen lots of them, and they're usually like shit. Like I would say, okay, it's a 5.
Days Gone should be easy. All they have to do is hire what's his name, that guy who played Deacon. That should be easy, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's no brainer. If they don't do that, like, what the hell? Like, what the F? What the F, right? Yeah.
I think they have to have a good way to show it on, like, The Last of Us TV show. You do not even need to play the game to enjoy that show. Like, that show is so well written and so well directed and acted that that's the magic of that show. I know like people are going to relate it to the game, but I think even if you've never watched the game and you even heard of the game, when you watch that show, you'll be like, holy shit, this is well done. Like, I like it. I want to see what's going to happen next.
Yeah.
It's so well done.
No, it was great, man. It was great. And that's one of the great things about, Neil Druckmann. He set the new bar, new standard. And I knew, because the guy's a good writer, and it shows in his video games. Again, it's something that more movies and TV shows should do instead of just writing a narrative. Whether there's some movies out there that are just way too far right or way too far left. What I like about Neil Druckmann, he's either left or right. He's right there in the middle, telling you what this world is about. Almost like giving you documentary of the world through different perspectives. He's not telling you this is right or this is wrong or you shouldn't do this, you should do that. He's just telling you, well, this is the world. I didn't create it. I just happen to live in it, and this is the world. So you make a decision. You decide. What do you think? He wants you to make a decision. What do you think? You think this is right? Or why? Oh, really? So it's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for him to do it. Or it's okay for you to do it, but not okay for her to do it. Well, how does that work? So, and let's have a debate, right? So it's perspectives. And it's a good conversation to have. I don't think that conversation is going to go anywhere in terms of giving us any answers or any solutions, but it's good to examine the human mind and us as people throughout the centuries and how we work and how our mind works and like how we look at things through different perspectives, through different lenses, right? And different indoctrinations, and how easy it is to indoctrinate people. To hate, right? We saw Catelyn, right, and all these guys joining her. Well, for you, yeah. Everybody, how easy it is to get that going. Like, you look at these MAGA people, right? MAGA, right? Look at these guys, Proud Boys, or those boys, or this or that, or any kind of movement, right? Or Black Lives Matter, or this or that, right? How easy it is to indoctrinate. How easy it is to separate. How easy it is to to create this indoctrinated narrative. When you have that, then you don't see perspective. You just see one thing. Oh, he's a police officer, they're all bad. All right? Or you're the Republican, you're bad. Or you're Democrat, you must be for this, you must be for that. Like, there doesn't seem to be any common ground. And everything's being looked at through a tribal perspective, tribalism perspective. Yeah. And that's what the danger is. And that's what I think the whole point of this TV show is. Don't worry about the virus. Worry about the people. Because the people created the virus. It wasn't the virus that created the virus. It was the people. Same thing with this Wuhan thing in China. That wasn't some natural shit that happened. That was created in Wuhan and somehow got out. And it was because of a human error or maybe intentional. That's a conspiracy, but we don't know. We don't want to go there. But the whole point about the TV show is to have you look at things through different perspectives, not to just buy into what you're being told. A lot of people buy into what they're being told, right? If the news says, oh, he's a bad guy, well, he's a bad guy. The news says so. Everybody says so. 10 million people gives a like, and he's a bad guy, right? So that means that he's a bad guy. Well, how do we know? How is he a bad guy? What do you know? What exactly do we know? Or why is this guy a good guy? What do you know about this guy? Well, he's a good guy because he knows how to read a teleprompter. That makes him a good guy, right? So I like that about this TV show. I like that about Neil Druckmann, is the perspectives. And I know I've been using this word perspective, but it is, honestly, Cameron, everything you do in life, you're looking through your own perspective, right? You might have a perspective on, you might hate Final Fantasy, but that's your perspective. But you're like, maybe I should give Final Fantasy a try. Maybe I can understand the perspective why some people like it, right? I'm just using one example, right? But see, that is the thing about how we are as humans. We're looking at things through perspectives. Like, look at fanboys. That's a total perspective, right? They'll do anything for their brand. You can't say nothing bad, right? Because they live and die for their brand, pretty much. So everything you do in life, it's a perspective, right? Like, people have perspective about me, or they have their ideas about me, or whatever they think. But what do they truly know, or whatever they think they know? Probably it's not true. It's their perspective that they have based on what they hear, based on what they think they know, what they don't know. And then they create this narrative perspective about me, right? So it's like everything else in life. But that's the biggest tragedy. What I'm trying to say is this: the biggest tragedy of humans, and George Carlin talked about this. It's this: people know what's morally right, and they know what's morally wrong, but people go against it, and that's the biggest tragedy of human. God gave us, or whatever universe gave us, right? This gift, right? To think, to be rational, right? To know what's wrong, right? Killing another human being, that's wrong. Not helping a poor woman, that's wrong. Because you assume that she's pretending and she dies. Because you assume, and that's your perspective, that maybe you shouldn't be a police officer in the first place. Or that, people look at things through perspectives, and they go against it. They go against the moral values, what's morally right? I need to help that person. That's a human being. I know he's a junkie. I know he's this, he's that. But it's morally wrong for me not to help him. I should try to do something to at least make his day a little better day. It's about those moral values that we go against. And George Carlin, yes, he was a comedian, but he was a very intelligent comedian, actually. And sadly, that's what, in my opinion, the Neil Druckmann is trying to showcase through The Last of Us Part 1, Part 2, and upcoming Part 3 in this TV show, is that we go against our moral values, even though we know better, But that's the human nature of perspective,
Mamba just joined the chat. Says hi.
Hey, what's up, Mamba? How are you? So I've been playing plenty of this. I'm gonna set up another game for you guys called Pistol Whip. We're gonna play some Pistol Whip, but I'm gonna have to go eat my lunch, and when I come back, we're gonna do some Pistol Whip, and we'll continue our conversation.
Mamba
after these. Yeah.
Thomas says he needs to try this game and another game called Moss 1 and 2.
Yeah, try this. Try them all when you can. I also got to try the Awesome Asteroids. I got to try that. But Fantavision was like no brainer for me because I love Fantavision. Be playing it. So you can see 10,000. Look at my score, ranked number 1, because I've been playing it.
What game are you gonna play next?
Next, I'm gonna play a pistol whip, which is like John Wick with a techno music in it. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna do a little bit of Tetris, and then we're gonna jump into a little bit of Call of the Mountain, and then a little bit of Star Wars. We have to finish that, obviously, Star Wars, and then down maybe Monday, Tuesday. Village as well, and then Wednesday possibly I'll do the game that what's his name Deacon's been dying for me to do. It's the brigade, the light brigade, and it's I heard a lot of great things about it. By the way, I heard a lot of great things about it. It's like a sleeper hit, It's an underrated game. It's a great game, but not. It's like an elephant in the room, right? It's freaking awesome, but not many people are talking about it. And
That's
don't worry,
because usually games like that are cheaper to buy. When everybody knows about it, it costs more.
They are. And don't worry, I will dig into it on Wednesday. You better believe it. I will dig into it Wednesday, and we're gonna dive into it Wednesday for sure. But I'm going to eat my lunch, and I'll be back, and we're going to go have some awesome fun with pistol whip, John Wick style. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. It's going to be fun. And we're going to have a party chat open, of course. I'll be back in about like 20, 25 minutes, around there somewhere. What's the time now? I'm so blind. 4:30. I'm so blind. I'm blind. I sound like what's his name? The freaking anchorman. I'm blind. So I'm glad you enjoyed the TV show. I told you you're gonna like it, man. I just knew, man. This is right up your alley. I can't wait to see the episode 8 and how's that gonna the final finale.
Yeah.
And so we can talk about it. And dude, there's so much about PlayStation VR 2, small little tips and things that I'm still discovering about this headset. Like people didn't know you can unplug it. You can unplug the cable. Now you can take the cable apart, but you will have to have some. It's a bit of a process. You have to take it apart, but you can technically take that cable out. But if you're not a professional, if you don't have all those screws to do it, then don't do it. But if you know how to do it, you can actually replace that cable, like for real.
Oh yeah.
It's meant to be replaced, to be unplugged. But remember, you're gonna need a proprietary same cable from Sony. But what's so good about it, Cameron, is that if your headset breaks, if your cable breaks, it's not gonna be a major problem. They can easily replace that for you, easily. Or you can replace it yourself. They'll send you the kit and all of that. You can do it yourself, and I've seen people do it. It's not like it's not terribly difficult. You just have to remember where each screw goes because there's too many moving parts, obviously. And that's a good news. I didn't know that you can actually do that. So another question people have is about the face plates. Are they gonna let you use the different face plates? I think they will. I think these things right here, where the camera is, this plastic here, Cameron, I think it's meant to be taken out. And to be real, because remember, you're not taking out the camera with you. The camera is still gonna be in there, but you're just taking out the plastic faceplate, which I'm sure they're gonna give you the ability to do that. Maybe you want it to be red, black, blue, or
yeah.
Or maybe it look like an Iron Man, or put some kind of Superman, Man of Steel, whatever in there. So they'll give you that ability. Maybe a Spider-Man, like when the Spider-Man, when it comes out, Spider-Man 2, they'll give you that ability to do. I'm pretty sure they'll have a Spider-Man 2 special edition headset.
Theme, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So this is just a beginning, and we'll continue our, because I want to talk to you about the next subject is about what the game plan is for Sony, and we can dive into that when we play Pistol Whip regarding the are they playing it safe, or what is their plan. We're just going to speculate, of course, but it'll be a good conversation for us to have regarding what's the Sony's next move.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah.
I think that's a good conversation to have on what's the Sony's next move. And you guys can join in. All of you who are my friends, you can join in. Mamba, Brandon, Holly, you know, if you're my friend, it's open party. You can join in. As long as you're my friend, you can jump in. But just remember, you have to make sure that your privacy settings, it's set to open party chat, because then people won't be able to hear you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you know, we don't want to waste our time in conversation with somebody if they cannot hear you. It's going to look kind of weird. Yeah. They're going to say, why did Ed say that? Why did Cameron? Yeah, what's going on? It's going to look weird. People are going to say, what kind of mushrooms are these guys on? You know. Yeah. So, yeah, please make sure that your privacy, and we'll find out. We can check it on the live feed on the video to see if it's working. And if your voice cannot be heard, and then, you know, I'll probably have to mute you. But don't get please offended if I have to mute you. I'll have to do that so that way, you know, you can get that fixed. And then when you get it fixed, I'll unmute you so that way, you know, others can hear you. Because, you know, it's a live stream, and I want people, if you're going to engage, what I'm trying to say is this, and I'm pretty sure Cameron will agree to this, if you're going to engage in conversation, then you agree to be here in the live stream, you know, and we want you, exactly. We want your voice to be heard. If you want to have a private conversation with us, well, then we can do that offline, no problem, you know. But if you're going to be in a public chat, you gotta show your voice, you know. You got to let your voice be heard. That's the way it is, you know. All right, so I'll be back in about 20 minutes with a Pistol Whip. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And we'll continue this conversation about PlayStation VR 2 game plan and what they're going to do. And I want to hear from you first, Cameron, and then I'll let you know what I think and all that. And I'll do that while I'm doing this, you know, pistol whipping around, you know, the game.
All right, no problem.
All right, I'll see you in a bit. All right, I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Great stuff. I'll see you.